the grandstands at Turn 3 at Daytona International Speedway. This is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast.
Yes, this is the Basement Benchwarmers Podcast. Once again, coming to you from the grandstand of Daytona 500. I'm trying to figure out this new screen I got because now it's not doing what I want it to do. I get Eric popping back and forth. I got a lot of things going on. Let's see. Eric's here. I do this. Still not working. We'll get it right eventually. Eric, you there, right? You can hear us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Beautiful.
So
that's unfortunate for you.
Well, I'm messing with this. So let's start out with what we usually do, what everybody had to do this past week. So, Ed, go ahead.
Sorry, guys, but I barely made it here again today. Barely. I mean, with the snow and everything. It took me longer to get here tonight because I used the Gorilla Glue to style my hair. Yeah, that wasn't the bad part. I needed something to fill all the bald spots, so I used grass clippings. I was out there digging for like hours just to get down to the grass.
Yeah, it looks good.
Glenn, how about you?
Well, it's 2021. Wash, rinse, repeat. Every week is the same, but today is National Wisconsin Day. I think it's the second annual National Wisconsin Day. So happy National Wisconsin Day. Hope you had some some cheese and beers, which Eric will bring out later.
Okay.
Awesome.
And Willie, how about you?
What did I do this last week? As always, played dart ball. But hey, I played a dart ball tournament this week. A 3-man. And we lost in 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
And now it's working.
Is it?
We're all together now.
Oh,
Everything's
wow,
working.
Look
now.
at that. Very nice.
So tonight on tonight's show, we're going to have a few things. Hop will be here a little bit later.
You're not going to ask me
baseball.
how I'm doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, Eric. I forgot you're not here. So, hey, Eric, how are you doing? I'm sorry.
Well, as Glenn mentioned, it is National Wisconsin Day, and you know I've spent the weekend and most of today moving snow, getting ready for another snowstorm in my driveway, which tends to drift over like crazy. So I didn't write this poem. I picked out a poem for us for National Wisconsin Day. I didn't do an inspirational quote this week. Sorry. It's winter in Wisconsin and the gentle breezes blow 70 miles an hour at 35 below. Oh, how I love Wisconsin when snow's up to your butt. You take a breath of winter air and your nose gets frozen shut. Yes, the winter here is wonderful, so I guess I'll hang around. I could never leave Wisconsin because I'm frozen to the ground.
Nicely done. Where did you do that at?
The poet is anonymous.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
National treasure.
National treasure.
Sure.
National treasure.
Just like Jace.
It was probably Maya Angelou. She writes everything else.
This is so. So on tonight's show, we're gonna have the beer of the week, a shower stall from Ed, Eric's beer of the week. Also, Willie's doesn't have a where are they now, but I have a where are they now. And it's only because we were talking about this player last week and it popped in my head because I saw this. And then our fan poll is what baseball stadium is on your bucket list or where you've never been, you want to visit. That'll also be our snake draft. And then we're going to start something new this week with some lull in sports right now with just basketball going on before baseball. We're going to start a Mount Rushmore, each sports team in each league of different sports. So we're going to start with baseball first, Major League Baseball. And tonight will be the AL East we're going to be with. So that's what we got going on. We have some other things, possibly some random thoughts tonight. I got some topics I found also, but sports topics a few. Hop will be here, like I said earlier, and the NBA. Let's start with the NBA first. Real quick, yes, Glenn.
We got Jace here. Forgot to mention Jace.
Oh yeah, Jace is here with us too. Hey Jace, how are you?
You didn't ask him what he did this weekend, like take all of our money.
Oh yeah, what'd you do this weekend, Jace?
Oh, I played Hold'em for the first time, and I took some candy from a baby, basically, as I beat out 5 adults and in Hold'em for the first time.
Did he just say beat out, right? Okay, just making sure.
That's okay. I'm gonna hang you
and then he said hold them.
All that change comes out of your pockets.
So with the NBA, let's talk about the NBA since Jay's talking. What are the couple of things you heard about the NBA today? A couple of things.
Well, it come out today that the Pistons and Blake Griffin have sort of talked it out, and They both agreed that he's not going to play until they restructure his contract, buy him out, or trade him to a team. And the Cavaliers have also engaged in trade talks with the Raptors to send Andre Drummond down to Toronto.
Okay. What about, that's only two things here. I thought it was one more thing. No, that was it.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other thing I have is we'll talk about the Bucks real quick. They're in a bit of a tough stretch right now. 3 in a row, lost to the Suns playoff team. They went to Utah against probably a number 1 or 2, possibly a 3 seed in the West, and it wasn't even a game. And then last night they lost to the 10-15 Oklahoma City Thunder without one of their top scorers, Alexander. So I got a question for you guys real quick. And the question I have for you, it's you're going to see it on the screen. This new little thing. See, I got follow us on Twitter up there.
Wow.
This is the new thing I'm going to show you. And Eric's going to be really upset when this flies up there. This fella is you're going to see in a second. We're kind of delayed. But it's about Giannis. The question I have about Giannis is this. Is he a boom or bust player at this point? Can he lead the Bucks to a title? What do you guys think? Can this guy, I mean, I know we've talked about this in the past, but honestly, he's making max money now. The team is not better than last year. I understand they lost players, but they also added parts. That the parts they added aren't playing bad. I mean, maybe they got to get, and their defense is terrible. That's not all Giannis' fault. But like the other night, we were talking about the game, and he had the last second shot against, I believe, the Suns, correct? And he missed it. And then people are like, why is he shooting that? I go, because he makes super max money. He needs to make that. Doesn't matter who you get the ball to. And the question I have, and I know, Eric, I'm going to ask you first. I know your answer, what it might be, but I understand he's great to watch. I understand that he is, don't get me wrong, he's one of the most exciting players to see on the court when he plays. But can he win a championship without a jumper? Eric.
Well, okay, so to answer the question, boom or bust, there's no way he's a bust. He does need to develop.
Okay, wait, but I'm talking in comparison to guys like Kevin Durant, guys like LeBron, guys like that. I'm not comparing them to, I'm looking at the big picture, the whole thing from the.
Okay, well, that when you mentioned Kevin Durant and LeBron, now we got to remember when Giannis is he's 25 years old. When Kevin Durant was 25 years old, he had no championships. They were, and he had a great team. He had a great cast around him, and they couldn't get over the top. LeBron, it took him forever. He had to create a super team with the Heat in order to win a championship. So those two comparisons are tough. I see what you're saying in developing the jumper. Yes, that's going to be key. And again, he's still developing. Yeah, I mean, if you're paying the guy a max contract and you have that last shot, and I stayed up for that game against the Suns, and to watch him, and he had plenty of time to pass the ball to Middleton, which is what I thought they should have done. But yeah, should we be thinking about that when we're paying this guy all this money and we're wanting him to be our superhero? It's tough. And you and I texted a little bit last night. They've been on the road for like 7 straight games now, and they actually won the first few. They lose to the Jazz. That's a tough opponent. The Suns are a tough opponent, and I think losing to the Thunder, they probably just their head was out of it. And now they're going to be home for 6 games. So if they could go home right now and win 6 straight, I think that that's a good sign. I definitely don't think he's a bust. There's no way. I just think it's going to take some time. There's also a transition going on too. Drew Holiday's been out the last 7 or 8 games as well, and he's one of the guys you brought in to help. So they're going through a transition right now.
Would you say he might be the next Aaron Rodgers type? I'm not trying to be. Well, I was trying to be funny, but he's almost ended up the same thing. I mean, even last night though, he put up, was it like 36, 17, 10? He had a triple double.
Yeah, triple double. I don't think he had 36.
It was crazy, the numbers though. And I mean, last year and the year before, they did it in the regular season. They get to the playoffs and they're overwhelmed. I mean, they don't even look like they're on the same level.
Well, is he a complete player if he can go from, he's shooting 59%, from the free throw line. If he could get to 75%, and he could develop that little short to mid-range jumper, like Kevin Durant or Kevin Garnett, I mean, then he's a complete player because he could hit threes every now and then. He's not great, but I think those two things, if he could develop those two things over the next few years, he's definitely going to be an all-timer, and they will win a championship.
You bring something to note there when you're talking about his free throw percentage. You know what? I think he's going to be dude. He could be the next Shaq, but he definitely needs that Kobe in the crunch time. Because he's not that guy right now. Because right now, they why not foul him? He's only going to make about 50% of his shots, a little less or a little more than. But I definitely think he needs somebody a lot better, more clutch to be on his hip.
What was like, say, Shaq, or say even going back like Abdul-Jabbar, those big guys, are they ever the clutch guy that gets the ball with 7 seconds to go to make the final shot? It's almost impossible
maybe
for that.
Maybe Kareem.
They can't.
Kareem,
they
yeah.
can't
That's
create-
because he actually had a shot.
Yeah, they can't create.
Olajuwon,
distance.
he had a move.
But yeah, they're very real. They're going to let the outside, well, especially in today's game, the outside guy's going to shoot it anyways.
I'm gonna go back to a point Eric made, and I'm once again, this isn't beating up Giannis, but I'm looking at this as will it be too late for the Bucks when he gets good? Will he still be here? Okay. And the second thing is that when Kevin Durant was losing with Westbrook and Harden and them, they were losing to the Miami Heat in the finals with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. The Bucks have lost to Toronto, and I'm not knocking them, and they lost to the Heat the last few years in the playoffs. Those teams are playing good, but it's like they found something, a formula to beat the Bucks. These are, and don't get me wrong,
They did.
they both won the championship. They went on to win the championship, so they were good teams. But you're beating, I don't know, the last two champions, if I'm correct, and last year's kind of was a weird year, but the last two champions were basically like almost like a model of not the NBA is now. They weren't like these teams that put together free agents. And I mean, Kawhi played for Toronto. I get that. He had a great finals. But remember, Van Fleet and who's the guy that just what's the other guy's name, Eric? The other shooter. That's
Oh, well, don't forget they have Siakam in the middle, who's a great player.
Lowry.
yeah, not Lowry, the other guy.
Yeah, Drew Lowry.
Really well as a team, and that's also. But
Yeah.
remember, that's the key, and that was last year too. Every guy on the court could shoot and shoot well. The problem with the Bucks is that Giannis is their Achilles heel in shooting.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If he could develop that little short to mid range, then, and that's what I throw last year out. I can't look at last year at all. I look at the Raptors more, and yeah, they figured out if they can stop him from driving into the lane, and he's going to dish it out, and unfortunately everybody else came up short. So yeah, I mean, you kind of need that, like Willie was saying, Shaq had Kobe, and there's a lot of other great players that had other very, very clutch players. I don't know who that clutch player is. Maybe it's Middleton. It's sometimes he's clutch and sometimes he's not. And there's been a couple games that Giannis has tried to be the clutch guy instead of, we saw it twice this year. He could have passed the other night to Middleton. Middleton was in the corner. He could have hit, there's a better percentage shot there wide open. And then that game we watched at your house a couple weeks ago where he could have easily dished it off to Middleton, and he's trying to take the shot right now. So that's another thing. If he's got to get that out of his head, if he knows he's confident, but yet he doesn't have the shot to go with his confidence. So he's really not clutch yet. And I think I'm reading all these chats on the side. You guys see those?
Yeah,
Hop is saying that Giannis is Kevin Garnett right now. Garnett was never clutch, but Garnett did have a little bit of a mid-range game. So I think that's what he needs to accomplish right now.
And Chris Line commented, same thing we're basically saying. Giannis needs a mid-range jumper. Until then, the Bucks will not move forward. Just going to keep
They
building
put up
the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me though, he's a little like a hybrid Shaq. I mean, he's a low. No, he's not really low post, but he's only making shots from 3 feet away.
Shaq couldn't handle the ball like he does.
No, I know
right,
that he's
yeah.
like a hybrid, but he's still his shots are at about the same distance as Shaq's. You know,
Yeah.
and if they can stop and like you said, put up the picket fence against him, you know, but
Dennis Hopper there.
yeah, I don't know what he can't kick it out to say Kobe and let him knock the shot down like everybody else has had that other guy.
Do you think the fact that he signed for the big money, he's pressing now a little bit? He thinks he should be more than
Hopefully.
what he is. Yeah, right. He needs to. He needs to earn that money, correct?
Yeah, I
So-
agree.
So I think he might be a little pressure on him right now, you know. And like I keep coming back, he is young, you know. But we've seen other Utes do more than what he's doing right now.
Yeah, to me,
His
it
age.
almost like it's like kind of blaming like Kelsey for not getting a quick touchdown when he's not the guy throwing the ball down the field. You know, he can only do certain things.
What about coaching? Budenholzer, is he?
Well, basketball is different because
I know,
Giannis
but
has the ball anytime he wants.
yeah,
Yeah.
but he can't. He's not going to knock down an
This is the-
18-foot jumper clearing.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he can't. So
He
he's not
doesn't. He
that
doesn't
guy.
bring a defense to him. They're not respecting him in the shot. So what happens is they're gonna pack it down, and it's easier to get the 3-point shooters that way too.
Yeah, but just like a 6'3" guy can't drive to the hoop and just slam it over the top of 5 guys. You know, he can't create space and knock down a 28-foot jumper. You know, he's not that guy.
Well, how big is Curry?
I don't
Spud
know.
Webb.
I don't know. But I mean, those guys,
I mean,
they can't just run in and like he does, take 7 steps from the
Well,
3-point line and
that-
dunk.
That's a question, though. Would you rather have Curry or Giannis?
Mm. I don't watch enough basketball
I mean, I know Curry
to win
don't
to
get me-
win a championship. You're
and
saying?
don't get me wrong, Curry had players around him. I mean, the first champion, he had Klay Thompson, but they didn't build that team. The only person they grabbed and took was Durant
Right.
the second time around, or third time, whatever it was. But they were all drafted,
So
so,
who-
they did a good job when they did that.
Who would you rather have to win a championship than out of those two?
Out of who?
Curry and Giannis.
Man, this is a shooting league, man.
It's 2 different types of players. I mean,
And,
it's,
and the thing is, it's becoming almost hack a Shack with him.
yeah, exactly, because that's his game.
Yeah.
Gonna follow him, and you're not gonna beat us.
Well, that'd be like playing Curry. Well, if he couldn't shoot from 60 or whatever he's been doing, putting just 5 guys out on the 3-point line and making them drive,
Yeah.
essentially.
But
And
you can't
that's
do
what,
it. You can't do it though.
No, because he'll
Yeah.
still shoot over you.
Well, but then people will get behind you and stuff. But yeah, I just thought to ask. I mean, like I said, I like Giannis.
No, it's a
I
good
don't want
question.
them to get rid of him, but I just
No.
it was cool to use my new graphic right away.
Jace knows basketball. What do you think?
Well, no, I just want to say something else. Not about Giannis here. Why is Brook Lopez still starting when he has 2 points, 2 rebounds? You got Bobby Portis coming off the bench for 21 points and 6 rebounds.
Eric was talking about it a couple weeks ago.
Why have we not switched? Bobby Portis.
It's defense. It's defense, Chase. I mean, Bobby Portis. I've been on this all year. I mean, Scott knows. Bobby Portis is way more productive on offense than Lopez has been. But Lopez is a better defensive player in the paint for sure. No, yeah, I mean, Portis, I think, is the future of the team. If they could keep him around and then they could let Lopez go. I don't know what the salaries, how those 2 salaries compare, but and the other guy is DiVincenzo, and Forbes was hot for a few games. Now he's kind of cooled off a little bit, but Forbes actually, by playing well, got DiVincenzo going a little bit. So the combination of the two. And the only reason DiVincenzo and Forbes have both been playing is, again, we're forgetting about Drew Holiday. Drew Holiday's been out for a couple weeks now, I believe, or at least 5 or 6 games because of whatever contact tracing with COVID or something. But, everybody's talking about Middleton being the number 2. I think we have 2 number 2s on the team. I think it should be Holiday and Middleton are the number 2s. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Yeah, of course we overpaid for Middleton. We overpay for every player. Every player in the NBA is overpaid. But Middleton's a solid player. I don't know why. I mean, he takes a lot of crap. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
He's
he's
not
been doing better this year. He had
Yeah,
20 the other night.
He's an all-star. He's an all-star in my opinion. He's a good player.
So is the current
got-
concern for them not to make the playoffs? Is that what you're worried about, or just not doing well once they get there?
You have to win a championship.
Just
They need to
win
win.
Bottom line.
because you get
You
there 2
pay a
years,
guy-
3
you-
years in a row. Yeah,
You pay a guy Supermax money, you win championships. And the two teams lost the last few years. Hey, I don't think Kawhi, I could be wrong, was not a Supermax guy at the time. He was a 1 year deal guy or whatever he was, or 2 year. He wasn't Supermax. So these last few years, no Supermax guys were on the team, I believe.
Who was Miami's big star? Jimmy Butler, but he wasn't.
Well, I don't think he's
He
a
was-
Supermax at that
No.
time. I mean, he may have been, but he wasn't making as much of the guys now. So you look at the teams, and that's why I look at. You pay a guy like Milwaukee. I mean, they're living on that new stadium, and what's going to happen with that once the shine goes off it, and they're, Giannis will fill the seats, and that's why they paid him. But I don't know. It's just a conversation.
And you can only sell so much elote, right?
Yeah,
Are we going to be bulldozing another?
they're going to raise Elote to $10 now
Yeah.
to pay for his contract.
Are we going to be bulldozing another stadium before a championship, like the last one? We went a whole stadium without a championship.
They won a lot of
That's a
stadiums.
great
They
point.
won a
That's
lot
a
of-
great point, man.
Now we're on our second stadium without a championship, and it's been what, 4 years now?
Yeah. So the next thing I want to ask you guys real quick. Let's see what I got here.
See this cool graphic. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
graphic
Oh,
for us.
okay. Let's talk about the NFL a little bit. And this question is the new one. The new question is about JJ Watt. What do we think his next chapter is, and is he the next Reggie White? Because I really didn't realize this, but Reggie White played 9 years and became a free agent, just like JJ Watt. So they're kind of crossing paths a little bit, which is kind of cool. Yep, there's JJ. He's a big dude. The question I have for you guys is, what do you think the next chapter of JJ Watt is? Now, I'm going to say one thing. I'll say before I pass it on to whoever wants to. JJ Watt is not in the same shape Reggie White was. Reggie White was not beat up physically. He didn't have a back surgery under his belt. I mean, he was still a fairly healthy player when he went there, besides the normal 9-year wear and tear. So I'm not going to say he's going to be Reggie White, because Reggie White was a special player, and so was JJ Watt when he was young. But what do you think the next step for him is? What do you think, or where do you think he's going to go even?
I personally like the idea of him going to Steelers to play with his brother. I just don't know that they need him.
I heard today the Bears. Somebody was mentioning
Well, because
because he fits in well there, and they said it would be a monster front defense. I don't know.
and I think his wife plays soccer in Chicago.
Yeah, she's for a professional soccer team.
right there. Yeah, She's
Maybe
right
like
there.
Reggie White, he'll start building a house in Kenosha.
and there was a picture of them where they were like spending Valentine's Day on a rooftop in Chicago.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't look in that. I don't read it.
No,
but
but-
yeah, I know. Yeah, I
but
get
yeah,
it. His
you
wife
gotta
is here
look at
year
that
round.
stuff.
She's got to be here, and I get it.
I think it's a great chance for him to be a Packer, because why would you want to go home and have an opportunity to win a championship for your home state? And
The Packers moved some money around today. Bakhtiari moved some of his bonus around, so
yeah.
I think they got $8 million more to spend or something.
Yeah.
He didn't take a cut. He just got moved.
No, it moved around. I don't know
I
how
think
they.
he posted on social media, "You're welcome," and I'm like, "You didn't do nothing, but you just moved your money. You're still getting it's guaranteed still, but it's going to be spread
Yeah,
out
it's good.
longer.
But
You're still getting a check."
well, let's see if Rodgers does the same thing to try and win a championship, because next year's the year.
I'm
They have to
I
win.
don't know. We'll see. I mean, we never know. It's still time left in this offseason.
Did you
and
not
stuff.
read the whole tweet? It was like, "You're welcome." He said, "Who wants to chug?"
Not Aaron Rodgers.
No, teetotaler.
Eric, what do you think?
Well, okay, so he's 32 years old. Well, do you think is he primarily been kind of a third down kind of guy? I mean, I think
he's
Yeah,
been
go
all
ahead.
4 downs now. I think he has been still. He's playing all 4 downs.
and Chris Klein just stole my thing. It's like Julius Peppers more in a way. You put him in a really, really, really good situation, which Peppers came into a good situation when he went to the Packers, and he was able to be successful. I mean, and I'm not gonna harp on the Packers. I would love to have him on the Packers, but it could be a good situation with Kenny Clark and with good edge rushers, Gary and Smith, and I don't know if Preston Smith hangs around. Then I think he's got to be in a really, really good situation, and he could be successful, kind of like Peppers was, and Reggie White obviously I think it was on a different level, but go ahead. Somebody's trying to talk.
Yeah, JJ Watt's run stopping abilities pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I look at the Packers and kind of go, was pass rush their problem last year? I don't think it was. And the one thing too, if you sign JJ Watt to a free agent contract, I'll just say it. How is Aaron Rodgers going to like that? More defensive players. Nobody to help me.
Then he doesn't lose when he puts up 31 points, though.
Well, that's true. I think he would be excited about somebody like that.
Plus he's good
everybody always says Kenny Clark needs help. Like Clark can't actually be as great as he really is because he doesn't have enough help. And would somebody like JJ Watt help Kenny Clark? And we're talking about stopping the run, I think, more so than anything in Green Bay. And we do have the pass rushers, I know, but the more the merrier, I think. I don't know.
There's a comment on the Packer Wire. It actually helps Smith, Clark, and Rashard Gary because it kind of, the more you add, the easier it makes it for everybody. So it kind of beefs it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Go back to the 85 Bears with that. Look how good that defense was, right? Everybody was good.
Yeah, the front seven was pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
They were good.
If everybody's great, everybody's job's easier, correct?
Yeah.
When you rush the passer, you don't need good cornerbacks. You can have mediocre cornerbacks and still succeed in the NFL.
You're saying Kevin King, right?
I didn't.
I mean, and that could cover up some of those warts.
To be honest, when you're spending money in the NFL, I mean, if you can spend it on a good pass rush over cornerbacks, I think it might be justified. But I don't know. I think he's end up going somewhere like really out of just strange, like the Colts or something. It's going to be something really weird that nobody's seeing and out there. It's going to be a team that is on the edge, that can win, that has money, and has a chance to win. I mean, they're on the edge. Maybe who knows?
The Rams,
freaking Rams. I mean, they keep grabbing these dudes, and maybe they will. I don't know.
Yeah, Peter King is actually guessing Buffalo.
Buffalo. I thought of Buffalo today. Actually, I really did.
Cleveland, Kansas City, Tennessee, Indy, and then you said the Colts, and then Green Bay. That's what Peter King is guessing.
Yeah,
this guy want to play indoor, outdoor.
Yeah,
If you guess that many teams, you might get one right.
True. Fifth of the league. So
I do like the Bills, I do like the Bills a lot because they had no pass rush. That's one thing we talked about. Their pass rush was kind of not as strong as it could be. They got good linebackers, but the pass rush, you never know. I mean, it depends what you like. Willie said, you want to go play in Buffalo in December or in a dome in these, I don't know. Or do you just want to play with the best team possible who you think can win? I mean, you got to look at that too. I mean,
or do you want to play with your brother and, for the last couple of years and
do more? Oh, did you hear the Primanti brothers going to change the name of the restaurant if he goes there?
The Primanti fellows.
Primanti.
They serve it on wax paper with fries and stuff. The burger or whatever.
Yeah, you put fries on the sandwich. Yeah.
It's served on a piece of wax paper.
Gross.
Nice.
Well, what about Tennessee? It's warm there.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have an offense and you're playing ahead, it's easier to pass the rusher, on the other team.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I mean, obviously, I don't think it'll play out. Well, it may play out quick. Who knows? Might know tomorrow. You never know. I guess stuff goes fast.
Oh, this just in. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what the dates for. I know one date, March 9th is a big date for roster bonuses, I think, or March 12th, something weird. Yeah. So any guys that are getting traded, they're talking about trading, such as Wentz and guys like that. That'll happen by then because they owe him roster bonuses. Let's bring up Wentz real quick. That's something that came out too. What they thought they were going to get for him is not what they're going to get. Bears and the Colts supposedly will offer him second round picks, and that's all they're doing. Again, like I said, I think I don't know who said it. Maybe I did. But when you're trying to push somebody out, you don't want somebody.
Right.
Why am I going to give you? Why am I? And you know what? Are the Bears in a situation? We get them, great. If we don't, if the Colts get them, that's going to help them. Maybe, who knows? They're maybe closer, but I don't. Once again, I mean, why would I trade my future to get someone that you don't want, that you're going to have to pay? And now we all know by March, whatever it is, you got to pay him a bonus.
Exactly. You're like, why do you want to trade this guy? Oh, because I want to get somebody different.
Yeah.
Basically, it comes down to.
And like the Stafford deal. I'm sorry, the Stafford deal was different because if the Detroit Lions really wanted to, they could have said, "Screw it, let's keep him." we're just trying to help him out. We want to build new. They want to get rid of him, but it was like, well, if it came down to it, we'll just keep him. But they probably don't want to. But he's a better commodity too.
But if there were 10 teams going, we're looking at Wentz. We're down to pretty much 2 teams now: the Bears and the Colts. That's what you're hearing.
That's what they say.
That's what you're hearing. Now the rumor I heard is Wentz would rather go to the Colts. So now, why are the Bears going to give up shit for him? Now they know it's down to one option, and if the Colts don't want him, Bears are going to get him. They should get him for nothing.
Well, the only way someone said we able to get a number 1 pick. If there's a number 1 pick somehow, it'll be based on them eating money, and the Bears won't pay a bunch of the money. It'll go away. I don't know. I think I just think that it's a weird situation what they did. I think they fired Doug Peterson. I don't know if there's a problem in the room with that. And then but the thing is, the Bears pursuing this means that Doug Peterson thinks he might be able to play, because Peterson and Nagy are pretty good friends supposedly. And I'm sure they made a call and said, "Hey, what do you think about it?" Because Peterson has something to win or lose over this. He's not gain. He's not the coach. Oh yeah, he's great. Take him.
Isn't the quarterback coach the same?
Steve Filippo was he was offense coordinator, I believe, or quarterback coach in Philly when they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so the year his close to MVP year. So Eric, what do you think?
He knows what he's dealing with.
Yeah. But once again, he got fragile last year. He has that thing going. I don't know.
Eric, wake up. Eric, what do you think? Eric, wake up.
I don't know if I believe in Carson Wentz, first of all. Chris Klein is saying, why give up picks for Wentz? Could just keep Trubisky and give up nothing. So how much better is Carson Wentz than Mitchell Trubisky?
Carson Wentz was almost MVP. Trubisky will never be in the same sense as MVP. I don't think.
And you've said that a few times. When was he almost MVP? I don't remember that.
He was one of the finalists for the MVP that year.
That's 17.
That was the year they went to the Super Bowl and won when he didn't make the playoffs because he was hurt.
Yeah.
He was an MVP. He was
okay. So he's better than Trubisky. And so a 2nd round pick, you guys have 2nd round picks you can give up. I mean, the Colts. I mean, I guess it's going to come down to where he wants to go. And somebody just said he'd rather go to the Colts. I could kind of see that. Colts have a great defense. I think that's probably a good fit. And they have their head coach is very quarterback central. I mean, what's his name? The Third Reich.
Yep.
Yeah. So to me, it makes more sense for him to go to the Colts, and the Colts are closer too than the Bears are. But I mean, obviously the Bears still have to, as always, they're trying to figure out that quarterback position. What's Nick Foles? Is Nick Foles just gone? Is he out the door in Chicago?
He'd be part of the trade.
Oh, he'd be part of the deal. Okay.
That's what they talked about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I was Carson Wentz, I'd go to Indianapolis. That's my take on that.
So he went from Carson Wentz being not good, but Frank Reich wants him.
Well, he's got a better shot.
Whole team.
What's that?
Well, now we're saying he's not good, but then we're going to say Frank Reich will take him.
I don't think he's that good. No, I don't think. I'm just saying if I was him, that's where I would go. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, bad quarterbacks can lead you to a Super Bowl. Flacco did.
Trent Dilfer.
McMahon.
There's tons of them.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, we keep going for hours.
Well, what am I supposed to say? Oh, he should go to the Bears because
no. You start out by saying you don't like him, but you say he should go there because give him a chance to win the Super Bowl.
I'm just saying if I was Carson. No, I didn't say it. Did I say? I said absolutely nothing about the Super Bowl.
I think you did. Let's go back and listen to the tape.
I just said absolutely nothing about a Super Bowl. I just said if I was Carson Wentz, that's where I would go.
Oh yeah, that's
he's got a better shot, is what I said, because the defense is good. Well, the defense is good in Chicago too, but I don't know. I don't know what you're looking for from me. I don't. Next question.
He gets 8 games in a dome that way too. I mean, is that going to help him out rather than playing in shitty Philadelphia weather?
With fans or Chicago
with fans throwing batteries and probably pooping in Philadelia.
It always comes back to poop with you.
I know. I was thinking about it. I might get season tickets actually.
During the winter, it's frozen turds.
Yeah. Hey, if you ever, you've been to games against Philadelphia. Those are some awful people. I
Yeah,
mean,
oh yeah, they're Eddie, the worst fan base next to the Raiders, hands down.
oh,
The
I don't-
Oakland Raider fans. I don't know about Vegas. We haven't seen him yet, but
I would say next to the one of those German guys, they used to have that weird symbol. Those guys were pretty bad, but
Are you talking about Republicans?
wow,
they're not all German. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I don't know. I've met some Philadelphia fans.
Eric, can you hear us?
Yes.
Because you're not laughing.
Oh, it wasn't funny.
That's awesome.
That's the funniest thing you said all night.
Okay, so let's real quick listen to Jason's Sports Minute. No, that's not it. I do that
That's Jason's lullaby.
all the time. That's not it. Let's
Go to sleep.
I don't know what I
Jace.
did with it. There it is. Okay, Sports Minute. Here it is.
This is the Basement Benchwarmer Sports Minute. Hello there from under the Turn 3 grandstands at Daytona. And boy, it's a little wet down here. That's from all the rain, of course. The 2021 NASCAR season opened up on what was thought to be a sunny Sunday that turned out to be a crappy, rainy, thunderstormy day in Daytona. After 15 laps, the race was delayed. But within those 15 laps, lap 14 entitled the 16-car crash that ended multiple days for top racers, including the lead, Alex Bowman, who was the first to be ended. The Badgers' downward trend continued as they fell to the Wolverines 69-57, as the Badgers had a 12-point lead at half, and the Wolverines stormed back, playing lockdown defense and shooting the 3-ball. That was their return to the court following COVID protocols that resulted in the whole campus being shut down as a new strand was detected there. The Packers are the headline of dozen teams eyeing J.J. Watt this offseason. Shocking they're not looking for a quarterback, right, Eric? Patrick Mahomes headlines next season's MVP odds. Zach Ertz, longtime Eagles tight end, could either be released or traded this week, but we'll see because Carson Wentz is still there and he was supposed to be traded weeks ago. Buccaneers kicker Ryan Suckup is the first Mr. Irrelevant to win the Lombardi Trophy in NFL history. Sliding over to the baseball world, the Cubs are bringing back longtime starting pitcher Jake Arrieta, who threw 2 no-hitters for them, won the World Series in 2016. The Mariners are bringing back James Paxton, who also threw a no-hitter for them. Justin Turner resigns with the Dodgers. And some big news happened last week as the MLB and the Players Union have agreed on terms for a new season that will start spring training on time and have a 162-game season. And 7-inning doubleheaders will be brought back. Extra innings will have a runner start on second base. And there will be no universal DH this season, so those NL pitchers better get their swings in this offseason. And that was this week's Sports Minute.
So that was the sports hour.
Wow. I thought I was long-winded.
Are you awake, Eric? You can wake back up,
Yes,
Eric.
we're on, yeah.
No, that was very, very informative, Jace. Thank you.
You did a fine job there,
Oh,
young
so
man.
Daytona, the Great American Race was yesterday. The winner, who was the winner? I'm sorry, I forgot already. He was a rookie,
Old
right? Or
McDonald.
something.
Oh, yeah.
It's Michael McDonald from
Doobie Brothers.
Mine, minute.
It
Yam
was-
will be there.
It was.
Yeah, we'll be there.
It was his first win ever, correct?
Yes.
Yes, at the Daytona, big place to win. Yeah.
360 some races without a win, and he finally gets
yeah.
the checker flag.
Ryan Suckup, kind of interesting, winning the Super Bowl, Mr. Irrelevant, the first one ever, which is kind of surprising. With the Buccaneers. So I don't know what else was in there.
Did you guys see that the big thing that happened at the NASCAR race?
Oh,
Bubba Wallace got kicked to the back.
Bubba Wallace overcame insurmountable odds and became the first black guy in NASCAR history to lead a lap at Daytona and fake a hate crime in less than 1 year. What a hero.
Now that's funny.
What a hero.
So it's time to bring in. It's time for. Oh yes, Jace. Sorry.
No, I'm just gonna go through the last events of what happened at Daytona. Joey Logano's leading, and they coming around the last turn, and number 4 car clips him and causes a big wreck, and then Michael McDowell comes through and takes the checkered flag. He was, I think, in 6th at the time, and he made it through and was about probably 5 cars ahead of closest person behind him.
You know, I went to Talladega 2 years in a row, and it was cool. It was cool. Don't get me wrong. It was interesting, fun to watch. But we saw it was the year Kevin Harvick's car went into the fence, and the fence caught it, the catch fence, and that's some scary. We were sitting like right at the top of that row right there. That's some scary crap. Those dudes are moving.
195 miles an hour.
He was
yeah.
moving. I'm like, man, that's crazy shit.
I was at Indy one time, last turn, the last group's coming around, and I want to say it was this is back in the day. I think it was Guerrero. He hit that wall almost head on in the final turn. Just same thing, man. It was like into the netting and just it was crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like, they could have killed like 40 people if
The
it goes through.
shrapnel. Think about the shrapnel.
Yeah, it was nuts.
So what else was on Sports Minute? We got Hop coming out in a second. We'll talk baseball. And what else you thought? What else? Sammy, remember anything else you talked about real quick? No? Top of your head? What else you talk about in that Sports Minute?
We had some baseball news in
No,
there.
we're not going to talk about that. Hop's
Oh,
coming,
Hop's
so
coming?
we'll talk about Hop.
Uh,
Or with Hop, not about him. He's coming in. I think he can hear us. Can you hear us, Hop? Wave if you can hear us.
Willie, you got anything on the Wolverines?
No, Eric, not you.
Well, hey.
Oh, there he goes. He can hear us.
Don't
Okay, so we're going to... Well, sorry, go ahead.
No, we have a hot game tonight. Don't we have the Blackhawks and Red Wings tonight?
Yes.
Oh, back,
Yeah,
they
we
got
do.
2 in a row this week.
Uh-huh.
Back-to-backs, I think, or whatever.
Yeah.
So.
Original 6.
That's right.
Well, let's bring in our friend, Mr. Hot Stove Hop. It's time for Hot Stove Hop. Hot Stove Hop.
Awesome.
Hot Stove Hop. It's time. And it's time for Hot Stove Hop. Hop, how are you tonight? Can you hear us? Hop? Hop, can you hear us?
Take your phone off mute.
No, that's funny.
I mean, I can hear Eric. Eric, can you hear me?
I could hear you, Hop. You sound great, buddy.
Thanks. So do you, but I can't hear the rest of the guys in the studio.
You look good too, by the way.
Well,
So do you.
you can hear us.
Hey, KG is Giannis is KG right now when he was a Timberwolf.
Yeah, I get you on that. Not clutch, but KG did have the little mid-range jumper.
Not until he got to the Celtics.
Oh, I guess it helps when you're playing with Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, Hop, you can't hear us at all.
This will be a great segment. Eric,
This
and
is going to
Hop.
be good, Hop.
Eric and Hop
About,
just talk.
let's talk Jake Arrieta.
Terrible.
I kind of think so too.
Yeah, I do not know why this is not
I
working.
mean, it's whatever. They're bringing back 16, so why not?
Yeah, that's crazy. There he is. Wow, I got a
Oh,
different
wow.
view of you now.
You can't hear us.
Now I
Hop?
don't. Now I can't see anybody.
You can't even see me.
Well, now I can see you and everybody.
There we
here.
are.
Can he see us, but he can't hear us, right? Eric
Good
asked
thing
me.
Scott can edit this.
Yeah, I mean, Hop and I are having a great conversation right now. It's awesome.
Glenn, stop waving.
You can see us. That's good.
Testes.
1, 2.
We're talking about Jake Arrieta bringing back the
I mean, we're bringing back 16 if you're going to do
World
it,
Series championship. See, there he is. Look at him.
right?
Maybe we get more
Scott's
pictures
gonna
of him
bring
in
it
his,
back.
in his boxer briefs, maybe.
I mean, the beard. All the girls loved his beard. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. Man, I
I
wish
mean-
I could grow a beard like that.
I mean, the guy had a great 12-month stretch, and that was
Yeah.
about it. And then he was
Eric-
terrible with the Phillies.
Ask him some other questions, maybe.
Just dominant. Hey, do you want to talk about Jake Arrieta?
I think we just have.
I know. You can't hear these guys. They're asking me to ask you other questions.
I cannot
Um,
hear. I cannot hear anybody but you.
So
Eric.
what's your
No.
what is your fan poll answer here then?
Yeah, I missed it. I missed that on the post. Mine is San Francisco,
Yeah.
which it was Pac Bell, but I don't know what it is now, and PNC in Pittsburgh, which I think has changed now. I don't think it's PNC anymore.
Those
those
I
are
looked
my
it up
two
today. I think it's
stadiums.
still PNC. I think.
Is it? Yeah, those are
Yeah.
my two stadiums.
Okay. Have you, so you've been to a ton of them or what?
Most of the Midwest ones. I've been to Busch Stadium. I won't call it US or whatever G-rate field. It's Comiskey. I know I did. Scott,
Wait, did Scott
edited-
hear that?
Scott edited in the that's what he said, please.
Our mouths are moving different.
Wait, can they hear? They can hear us now?
I mean,
You know,
they're laughing. So
hear
you
you
can
guys.
clearly
Wow.
hear.
He
okay.
just can't hear us. We can hear
I
you.
see a stupid grin on his face.
Eric, you
Well,
can
I'm
hear
the
us.
only one asking questions. Okay.
Eric, you can hear
I
us,
mean,
right?
That'll make for a great podcast.
Yeah, I could definitely, I could hear you and I could hear Hop. So, okay. So what is your favorite, other than, so you're a Twins fan, other than, is it Target? Is that what we call that place the
I mean,
Twins playing?
I mean, I'm going to go back to the Metrodome because that's where they won 2 World Series.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
was
So
my
take
favorite.
away from your team though. What is your favorite park?
It's Pac Bell. There's nothing
Yeah.
better than looking at that stadium and watching people hit bombs into the ocean, even if it was roided up Barry Bonds,
That's what he wants to be in the kayak out there. And
Hall of Famer Barry Bonds. But
Yeah,
yeah,
would you-
that stadium just looks awesome. It looks so much better than when they played at Candlestick. I mean,
Okay,
Candlestick.
so I got a question from the eldest member of our group. He wants to know if you would like to be out there on a kayak catching home run balls.
No,
No, okay. All right.
no, you get run over by big ships
not
out
without
there.
a life
Or just
vest.
a boat in general.
Sure. Okay, let's go around the group here and I'll ask the question. So Scott, you have a question for Hop.
Back to Arrieta, honestly, why does he like to move? One year, $6 million, not too bad. What is the problem with the move there? I just want to know. I'm asking.
Okay. All right. So unfortunately, we're back to Arrieta. And
boy.
Scott wants to know why you think it's a bad move. I mean, the dollar amount is only about $6 million. You still got a little bit left in the tank. Why do you think it's a bad move?
I don't think it's all right. I think it's a bad move because they're bringing back 16 and and I just don't, the price is right for him. I just think that they could have dipped deeper into the pool. And the one thing that pisses me off about the Cubs is the fans want to bitch about being a good team or a good organization. And right now they're running their team like they're a mid-level team. The NL Central is right there for the taking, and they could have been in on Bauer, whether you like him or not. They could have been on Bauer. They could have been on all the big name free agents, and they should have been in on all the big name free agents. They have no need to try and rebuild at this point. They still have enough depth and probably could still even win the division, because really the only team that did anything was the Cardinals. The Brewers will be all right. But you have the Pirates and the Reds that gave up. Why run your team like you're a second-rate team? I mean, you're the third market in the United States. Why not be like the Yankees? Why not be like the Dodgers and stay in and go after guys? I get it. Guys are going to turn over. You're going to turn over Hayward. You're going to turn over Rizzo. You're going to turn over Bryant. But why just give up guys? Why run your team like you're a mid-market level team, like you're the Reds? Why even mess around with it? And I think that's what frustrates me about bringing back a guy like Arrieta. Arrieta would have been great if they would have signed 2 other starters. That would have been good.
Yeah, I mean, what is he going to be, your 4 or 5 pitcher?
Yeah,
Maybe.
but right now he's the 3 on the Cubs.
Yeah, I mean, but what he should be. Scott, go ahead, Hop. I'm sorry.
I think for a 4 or 5, or even a 3, if you have 2 really good number ones, I think Arrieta would have been a good signing. And I think the price is right. He's priced right at $6 million.
Mm-hmm. Scott, any follow-up to that?
No, I just was asking. Yeah.
By the way, that was my Cubs rant.
He makes
No,
good point.
I totally agree with you. I mean, they're a head scratcher to me right now. I don't really get it. Ed, do you have any questions for Hop?
Yeah, so he's pretty much saying that they probably should have kept Darvish, and if you'd have kept Darvish, came back, or like even kept Quintana, even come back and then bring in Arrieta as a 5 or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what he's saying. So Ed, we're still harping on the Cubs.
Yeah.
Ed's wondering if what you're saying is if the Cubs would have kept Darvish, Quintana, and then bringing in a guy like Arrieta would have been huge, really. At $6 million a year, he could be the 4 or the 5 starter. So Ed's just kind of clarifying.
Yeah, I think those are all great moves. Like, I mean, you had Darvish there. I mean, he might not have been a true number 1 like a Garrett Cole or people like that, but why move on from it because you're worried about every team lost money this year, so you're worried about that? I mean, they're going to make money. The fans are going to go to that park or to downtown in the Wrigley Field area. They're going to go there. It's inevitable. So you're going to make money.
But don't you? Doesn't you think that maybe they lost a lot more money in baseball this year than if the Cubs are cutting that much payroll?
Who's next? Is Jace next?
Is that Are there other teams well, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, you already mentioned, are still cutting. So,
Yeah, I think so. Ed's kind of commenting now, still on the Cubs, that the MLB teams are losing money hand over fist. Although there's to kind of answer Ed's question, what about all these other teams that are going after these big time free agents? So I think what he's trying to say is that the ownership with the Cubs are a little scared right now. Either losing money, but yeah, I don't get it. I really don't understand. It sounds like you don't understand, Hop. I mean, they should be in some of these deals.
It's not that I don't understand. I think right now, and like Ed and I have talked about this before, I think they're running it like the Ricketts, or not Ricketts, excuse me. That's the Cubs organization. The McCourts, the Dodgers guys, where they spent money, but that dude was so in debt that by the time he sold to that Guggenheim partnership group that included Magic Johnson, those guys went out and just spent money. McCourt wouldn't spend money. He was taking all of his money that he was making from that team, and you're going to lose money, but he was taking all that money. He was just taking it and spending it on whichever house he wanted. Him and his wife had like 17 houses. And then when they divorced, he had to sell the team. Like I don't get why the Ricketts aren't spending money. Either they don't have the money, or they're just choosing not to invest in this team at this point, and they're going to say, "Oh, we're going to rebuild," like we did back in when was Brian drafted? 2010, 2000, somewhere in that time frame. It was right around there because I think he's about 6 years. They're like, "Oh, we'll just rebuild." Well, that doesn't always work. That's just there's two teams that I think have completely scaled down or rebuilt back up from draft picks, and that's the Cubs, and that was the Astros. The Astros cheated a little bit, but they also had some good talent. If you look at Springer, Altuve, Bregman, and they brought in some guys too. So that's the way I look at the Cubs. It's frustrating. I'll be honest, I'm not even a Cubs fan. It's frustrating for me because I'd want my team to spend that money if they had that capital and that market to go into.
Agreed. Willie, do you got any questions for Hop?
I can't read that.
Oh,
I
can ask. I can moderate here. Okay, so Rich Hill to Tampa, good or bad? Question mark.
I mean, he's a 42-year-old pitcher that will give you some innings, and he'll have a bad elbow, a bulky elbow like he did last year, and he'll go out there, he'll grind some innings, and he's a decent pickup, but he's going to be a reliever 7 starter for Tampa. But Tampa always finds a way to win. Ed knows that.
Mm-hmm.
I got the thumbs up from him.
Unless they pull their pitcher too early.
And then they traded him.
Yeah. Glenn, anything on the Sox?
Yeah,
he doesn't want to talk Sox with me.
No, get his thoughts on Shoemaker for $2 million for 1 year.
Shoemaker, $2 million for 1 year. Thoughts?
I think I don't. It's whatever. We're at I call it the Vegas portion of free agency. You're just rolling the dice on anybody that you're bringing in. You look at Shoemaker. You hope he stays healthy, eats up some innings. You look at the trades that were just made. Chris Davis for Elvis Andrus. They're just rolling the dice on guys that have lost favor with teams. It's injured or underperforming guys that are coming in. Who the Cubs just signed? Marcinick, and then Almirola, or not Almirola. I just watched NASCAR yesterday. Almora from the Cubs went to the Mets. I mean, it's just underperforming guys that are moving around and injured guys. That's why you're seeing these guys sign for so little money. There's very few big name guys left. Turner just signed, and the next big guy is Odorizzi, who didn't perform last year, and Tawan Walker from the Mariners, who really didn't perform last year either.
Well, Odorizzi just went to the Mets. I thought I just read.
Motorisi? Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Motorisi to the Mets?
No, Jake Odorizzi. I said Almirola from NASCAR, but it was the Cubs center fielder from last year.
Yeah.
Ask him what he thinks. Does he think Almora could be a steal?
Do you think that Almora will end up being a steal?
I don't think so. I think his best years are behind him, but you never know. There's always the whole change of scenery thing that gets.
It's horrible.
I think it gets overplayed because I think you see more guys flame out than actually do well. He might come out on fire. He might end up in the minors and come up have to play for a little while, or they might just put him in the right platoon situation where they got Nemo playing center field as the lefty, and they've got Elmora playing center field when it's left-handed pitchers. So I think it's just a matter of how much overexposure there is. Marwin Gonzalez just signed with the Red Sox. Versatile. They like that he can play everywhere. And last year he was overexposed by having to get 600 at-bats because he had to play. Oh, he didn't get 600 at-bats. They only played 60 games. He would have if they played 162. But he got overexposed. He had to play too much for the Twins last year, and he didn't hit at all. So it really comes down to finding the right team, the right spot, and the right situation. Like guys are going to succeed. I mean, you watch Nelson Cruz; he's bounced around forever. Even going back to when he was still playing the outfield in Texas. But sometimes guys succeed. Most of the time, you see them flame out.
I got one thing real quick here.
Go ahead, Willie.
Tell Hop he needs more books in the background.
Hop. Okay, next time you're on, we need to see like a library behind you, like a bunch of books, baseball books. This is from Willie. This is what Willie's saying. We need books in the background.
And we'll get the sound.
I mean, they're all downstairs. I have them.
They're all downstairs. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're all downstairs, Willie.
Do
Okay.
you
Any other questions
do
for
you want
Hop?
my baseball card
Can
collection
you
out?
tell them
too?
thank
Yes.
you? We
Yes.
gotta get the sound fixed, and we'll get him back on next week.
Okay, we got to get your sound fixed, and we'll have you back on next week.
That sounds perfect.
All right, Hop. But thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hop.
We'll talk to you guys later. I'll go back
Okay,
on the
bye.
live and do chats.
You're
Okay,
the,
cool.
you're the
All right,
greatest.
bye.
Look forward to it.
Okay, so that was Hop. We'll get that fixed next week. Thanks, Eric, for moderating.
Yeah. Was the sound was bad on your end?
No, he couldn't hear us.
couldn't hear us.
We can hear
Oh,
everything,
yeah. Okay. I thought maybe. Okay.
You
Yeah,
can hear us.
obviously.
right? You can hear us fine, right?
Yeah. I know. I knew that he couldn't hear you, but
iPhone.
that's what you meant by the sound. Okay.
Where he can only hear you because it's two people, maybe. I don't know.
It's weird. Yeah.
We should be able to hear everybody because
That's-
it's working for you, right?
It's working just fine for me. Yeah.
This is what it's got to sound like in Joe Biden's ear with all these people throwing him stuff and like going back and forth.
Salute.
Well, that's-
Salute the Marines.
Minutes we can cut out of the show.
So how about we I don't know, what do you want to do next? Let's do Eric, you want to do some beer?
Well, yeah, I can grab my beer or I could do my random thought.
Oh yeah, go ahead with the random thought. Let's go ahead, hit it.
We may need a beer after that, but so we've been talking a little bit about doing this new segment called Random Thoughts by the Benchwarmer. So I have a random thought, and it's hopefully I'm not stealing Ed's thunder because it's more like a shower stall. So my random thought, and going back to last week's discussion about Tom Brady. So you know the movie It's a Wonderful Life? What
Yes.
if they remade that movie starring Tom Brady? So did you guys see Tom get off the boat the other day? Kind of stumbling around, after a day of disrespecting the Lombardi Trophy.
Jeez.
Well, did you see what happened after that? So this is where the story begins.
You have to win one to disrespect it. Just remember that.
So I guess after a few Masagave seltzers and some bad ecstasy, Tom ran into his guardian angel. I don't know why he was so upset. Maybe Giselle wants him to move to Detroit or something. Anyway, he wishes he was never born, and his angel shows him the world without him. So what do you guys think he sees? It all starts at an engagement party for Super Bowl 45 and 55 MVP Aaron Rodgers. Who's the bride to be? Jake? She sounds hideous. Who's that with the weird haircut putting ketchup on his steak? No other than two-time Super Bowl champ Pat Mahomes. Sorry, Mom, Patrick. Next, they venture off to the Magic City Strip Club in Atlanta and can't help but notice all the Super Bowl 51 banners hanging on the walls. What is going on? And why is Lou Williams here? Is that beast mode over there flashing me the peace sign? Tom is starting to freak out now, but he feels better when he runs into Eli Manning, Nick Foles, and Phillip Rivers, all with one Super Bowl ring. But wait, Phillip Rivers? Yes, Tom, you weren't here to beat him, and he went on to beat Eli's Giants in one of the greatest games ever. So Tom's really exhausted. So they take a quick break and they turn on ESPN Plus to see the happiest quarterback in NFL history, Peyton Manning, talking about his 4 titles and how easy his career was, and the highlight of winning Super Bowls with 2 different teams. That will never be done again. Then he's recognizing this guy, the blonde-haired, ageless coach of the Oakland Raiders, that has now coached his team for 22 straight seasons after winning the back-to-back Super Bowls 36 and 37 with a journeyman quarterback against the greatest show on earth and a historical Bucs D. Just win, baby. He also sees a sports headline of all the teams to never win a Super Bowl, and it has the Patriots and the Buccaneers listed. Well, at least Tampa Bay got to host the big game. Brady can't take it anymore. He looks at his guardian angel and says, "Billy, where's Billy?" "Oh, you're not going to like it," he says. "He's just about to finish practice at South Boston High School." He can't bear to look at this old man dragging tackle sleds with his severely overweight assistant coaches, Charlie and Bill. He runs towards Foxborough, and suddenly the X wears off, and he chants, "Let me live again. Let me live again." He reaches into his pocket and finds 7 rings and a note from his beautiful wife that says, "Tom, I'm sorry about our fight. You don't have to play for the Lions next year. We can stay in Tampa Bay. Enjoy the party, but stay away from Gronk." So that's my random thought for the week.
It's very good. It's almost, it could be called Random Dream. You know?
It's a wonderful life.
That was like a what do they call those? A manifesto?
Ask the Unabomber that.
That was awesome, Eric.
That was very good. Well written.
Scott's speechless.
I dozed off.
Yeah,
He did.
seriously.
Actually, there's a segue into that. So a woman, well, let's, you're talking about the Super Bowl trophy. Well, here's a woman that, well, let's listen to this first. We'll talk about it after.
A lot of hours go into it. It just really upset me that this trophy was disgraced and disrespected by being thrown as if it was a real football. I didn't sleep for the past 2 nights because of this. I was that upset because I know the passion that goes into this trophy and how my dad and all his fellow silversmiths are so proud to make this. I personally would like an apology, not just to me and my family and the other silversmiths, but to the fans.
What the
Lorraine
hell?
Grow is her name.
You mean Karen?
Yeah, and her dad is one of the silversmiths that makes the trophy. Now,
So why would she get an apology?
I don't understand the concept, because if the NFL buys this trophy,
It's theirs.
and if I want to buy a 10-carat diamond ring and throw it in a river, I paid for it. Doesn't matter the guy that cut the diamond. I should apologize to him. I don't understand this. woman.
Shlomo over at the Diamond.
And the way this country's going right now, she's lost sleep over this.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a fairly large woman, so it's like when the McRib went away, she probably lost sleep when that happened too. So
Can you really, if she's serious and she really lost sleep over this?
when the only reason I played it because she said that.
I know. That's
I would have been like, okay,
good
I kind
God
of get it. I
Almighty. What
get
the
it.
hell are you thinking about
I mean,
here?
I don't like the part where she says, "I would like an apology." It's like, who the heck are you?
Well, and the thing is,
Your dad made something. You didn't do shit.
Brady threw it, so he knows it's gonna hit a receiver. It's not like Trubisky threw it.
Or Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You think Vince Lombardi's daughter's on here
Hey,
somewhere?
Gronk would have been diving for it, or whoever.
Yeah. So yeah, I just played that because I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely horrific.
Hey,
These are the people in our society that get a voice now because of this social media.
right?
Yeah.
So-
Hey,
Yeah, like podcasts.
Hey, We're the new radio.
Yeah,
That's right.
we're the new and improved.
It's like 1930 again.
So let's talking about Eric. Any thoughts on the woman that lost sleep over the trophy being thrown in the air and caught and never damaged?
I plead the fifth. I mean, I don't understand her. It's ridiculous.
Do you know her?
You know, it's not like she's the one who spent all the time, you know, creating that trophy. And she has to understand that the Mas Agave seltzers and the ecstasy were really what it was all about there. So
I'm gonna bet that dude had like 3 drinks. Tom Brady.
Yeah.
That dude
oh,
never-
he's a total lightweight, and he obviously he's so healthy that, you know, when he does let loose and party a little bit, he gets a little crazy. Yeah, he was wobbly though.
Yeah,
the only time he's a heavyweight when he's wearing all his rings.
That's right.
The only time.
You know what upsets me the most? It's not like it was the Stanley Cup. This is the stupid Super Bowl trophy. It's only been around for like what, 8 years?
Right. What do they do with the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, they bang it around, drink out it. They throw it off buildings.
Yeah.
Ludwig dropped it and it hit the side of like a pool off of like a second story and put a huge dent in it. And he's a Wisconsin guy.
Well, Alex Ovechkin, when he won it, he was drunk, passed out with it in a Washington D.C. park fountain.
And the guy that played for Pittsburgh, he got family that lives up in Door County. He ate ice cream out of Wilson's.
Nice.
Out of it.
And I think the story is Gronk dented the first trophy or one of the earlier one of the trophies when he dented it.
That was the one 2 years ago, the year Gronk retired. They're at Fenway for the first pitch, and they were like in a tent outside or something, and somebody threw a baseball at it, and he like went to hit, and there's still a dent in it, and they still have it at the Patriot Stadium.
The big question is, how did they find a jelly bean big enough to hold ice cream at Wilson's for that? That's a big trophy.
It is. You have to have that jelly bean. You are correct, sir.
So yes.
Yeah. So her father actually crafted the very first Lombardi trophy. So it's not like he made that one or anything near then. Yeah. And then the Bucks GM replied with a Twitter response from Lighten Up Francis from Stripes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, like
Lighten up,
Vinatieri, when you see him like on McAfee or whatever, he's got like 3 of them or 4 of them in the background. So I don't know if those are replicas. I'm guessing
the team might get him a replica, maybe.
Yeah,
to have.
So it's not the Stanley Cup. I mean, that thing gets the shit kicked out of it.
Yeah,
right.
And they've got multiples. They fix them all the time.
Well, and is the Stanley Cup? They add to it, right? It's one cup. They just keep making it bigger.
Adding it to it, get teams.
There's multiple cups though. There's not just one.
Yeah, you get to keep the Lombardi Trophy. I mean, it's not like the Stanley Cup or the Claret Jug with the British Open. That's something that kind of gets inscribed every year with the new champion, and it travels. And then they get
paid.
No, it's yours.
Yeah, it's yours.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they bought it. It's not like they gave it to them for free and said, just don't damage it. You can have it. It's not on layaway or something or lease.
Eric, this is like marketing. They're marketing their business.
Mm-hmm.
And, even bad news is still good publicity. So
the guy's not alive anymore. The dad, he's gone.
Okay.
I mean, he
could
could have been young back in 50 years ago.
Yeah. Then
he could still be alive. The guy that the groundskeeper was there this year from the first Super Bowl. He did everyone since. He could still be. I mean, good. Yeah, you never know.
It's true.
Yeah. So speaking of odd people, I got something else here for you guys, and you're going to see it coming up in a second. And I'm sure you guys heard this story. The woman's name is Tessica Brown. She decided that she would use Gorilla Glue instead of hairspray and a Gorilla Glue spray. Okay, there's Tessica.
On her eyelashes too?
And ooh, those are awesome lashes.
And the thing is, her hair became so stuck she had like some kind of procedure to get it off. And now she wants to sue Gorilla Glue.
Well, did you guys see the whole fallout from all this? And it's a bunch of crap. It's just like when kids start eating Tide Pods. Now Gorilla Glue's got this branding problem, because it's wrecking people's hairs. We gotta go. So the rumor is that they're like any of the other woke companies. They're gonna actually change their branding and their logo to make it more palatable to customers. And at the same time, They're going to hire an unemployed person of color. You guessed it. Aunt Jemima's replacing him. She said she didn't have a job. But now you're going to have Aunt Jemima on a bottle of brown glue. So people might be eating it in their pancake. They don't think this stuff out well. So.
Right.
No.
You know why she used Gorilla Glue, right? Because she ran out of the got to be glued hair gel. So, I mean, if it's all glue, it's all going to work the same. Seriously, that's why she went to Gorilla Glue.
Yeah, and that stuff's like that's like polyurethane glue too.
Yeah,
that
right,
stuff,
it's right.
that
It was
stuff's
like
good.
they were I was read the whole article about how they had to work through getting through that helmet of polyurethane.
Yeah, I haven't even seen, that was the first thing I've seen on this. You know, I kind of heard a rumor, but I'm sitting there thinking, I'm going, man, I buy that stuff because it's polyurethane. It holds once it tightens up.
Hell yeah.
Well, you think she would have tested it on something first, right? I mean, that'd be the smart thing to do. I mean, and I've used Gorilla Glue. That stuff, I mean, you get a little bit on your fingers or whatever. It's like there for so long and you're really working to get it off. You know, testing on a small area, for her to do her whole head like that.
A little V-shaped area.
Yeah, just like, you know, maybe a little smudge here, see what happens. I don't know.
Just think of a friend of the show, Nate Mengo, would use it on his hair. Think about that.
I think he does.
he might.
he could have. He could have. Eric's gonna step out for a second, so it's just us. He's running away. So yeah, so she used it in her hair, and it was
tink tink tink.
Really strange.
That was actually my closing thing. I had to use it there because you brought it up.
Oh,
I didn't know if anyone was going to bring that up.
I apologize. I just
no, it worked perfect. Actually,
I just thought it was very interesting. It was a great. It was not a great story. Just I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what we do in America to try to make a buck, I guess.
Yeah, because she's merchandising herself now.
Oh yeah,
bonded for life is what her shirt says.
Okay. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gorilla Glue is getting all this crap. You know.
Yeah.
Well, they came out
not putting a thing. Don't put it in your.
No,
hair.
it says in the statement it's only for it. There's on the bottle. It says not for
human
on your body or something or not like. Well,
it's like a spray tack.
And Gorilla Glue is like the evil step brother of super glue.
Right.
Gorilla Glue is ridiculous.
Right.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't set up fast, but once it does set, it sticks.
I mean, Gorilla Glue is faster, but the long run, whoa. I mean, super glue is faster, but Gorilla Glue, one long run, whoa. I mean, I don't know what she was thinking, but
it's America.
Yeah,
you don't have to think anymore.
Right. Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, people like that just need a douche with Gorilla Glue.
Blame other people for your faults.
So let's talk about Eric stepped out. Let's talk about a couple things real quick, and he may have something to say. Well, let me talk about this guy. I'm gonna talk about this guy, and his name is Mark Cuban.
Oh boy,
it was gonna be my end of the bench, but I just want to go off the cuff with it. So this guy decided to not play the national anthem before games, and nobody knew about it. The NBA had no idea that he was doing this. And all the NBA did was they did tell him he had to play it, but if I'm incorrect, correct me. Was there a fine levied against him for not doing it? Was anything done, to penalize the team or the organization? I mean, the bottom line is I don't understand what this song did to anybody. And the next night, there's various stadiums, maybe them all, but I know I saw it. They were celebrating Chinese New Year in the stadiums. And I believe there's something going. I believe they're going to have jerseys in a week or something. It could be
with the ox on it.
They're going to have Chinese New Year themed jerseys, which could be wrong. They already wear the Chinese jerseys. We just don't know. But with this said, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I mean, where is the checks and balances of all this? I mean, nobody knew. The only reason they found out is because they allowed, I believe they allowed healthcare workers in, and I'm guessing one of the healthcare workers blew the whistle, but no employee, no player, no coach said a word. It just went on. Not playing the national anthem in a stadium when you're supposed to. It's in the rules. And the referees, aren't they part of talking about the rules? They should know the rule book. It's in the rule book. You have to play national anthem and you have to stand. It's in the NBA rule book. So aren't they all at some type of shouldn't they all be in some type of trouble at this point for allowing it?
I'm a kind of take the devil's advocate here. So do you think he's tired of watching people not treat the national anthem the right way? He's like, you know what? If you're not going to do it the right way, then I'm not going to give you the opportunity to do that. That's one of the first things I thought about. I mean, because he's always seemed like a pretty decent guy to me, but just a thought.
No, his statement was that he and the CEO felt that the national anthem didn't represent their community.
Okay. All right. I didn't read
This is Dallas. This is Dallas, Texas, right?
USA.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, that's completely different. See,
Is he moving?
I even said when this all started, it wouldn't be a bad idea if they're going to have all these problems is just not play the anthem before the games. Then you don't give them a pulpit to stand on their milk carton and make up their wacky ideas that they all keep coming up with. But then you should also ban no black national anthem, no kid with cancer through first pitch for, a pink ribbon, or no soldiers standing out there with their kids running up. Play the games and don't worry about it. But when you say it doesn't represent your community, it's like, get the fuck out of this country then. Seriously, if this doesn't represent the United States, what does the national anthem represent if it doesn't represent the United States or your community? What does your community represent then? Slavery and murder? I don't know.
Well, once we change history and make the national anthem represent slave owners.
Yeah. I don't get it when you say that. That kind of actually pissed me off a little bit. I was actually on the side for a little bit there.
Nope, that's what he said.
Then I kind of snapped.
So Eric, anything on that?
Well, I thought the same thing at first, like Willie said, that maybe he was just like, you know what, I'm sick of watching all these people either kneel or not come out or whatever, then I'm just not gonna play it anymore. But yeah, then I did hear that statement that it didn't fit the community, and then it seemed like he's kind of backpedaling on this whole thing and just really not.
Of course,
yeah, I mean, it's a bad look for him, a bad look for the organization, and yeah, I mean, it's this is America, and this is and it's a rule. This is a rule. Play the national anthem. I don't know. I guess I don't know what he's really thinking, and not that I ever really admired the guy, but I just felt like he was better than that.
Mm-hmm.
So it pisses me off big time.
Well, out of anybody in this country, isn't he the model of the American dream?
The entrepreneur, yes.
He's a guy with nothing, and he's a billionaire now.
Broadcast.com.
Yeah, I mean, he used every part of the United States of America to become rich, and I don't know.
This is what money does to people's brains. Then I mean, he's been a billionaire for so long, and he's just not.
Well, and they get into a group where they hang out with these other elitists that look at us like pieces of garbage,
Mm-hmm.
and you see it in Hollywood and everywhere else. Some kid from Indianapolis ends up being an actor in Hollywood. It takes 6 years of working in waitressing, hits that one big job, and they become a millionaire. Next thing you know, they're George Clooney buying resorts in Italy, and they look down on us like we're garbage. And they were just with us a few minutes ago. You know,
are Cuban's days, on Shark Tank, are they marked?
No,
No.
I doubt it.
No.
He won't get protested.
He's bringing in more notoriety, right?
No, he won't get protested or blacklisted or whitelisted or whatever they do now.
Canceled.
Yeah, woke or whatever. I don't know. He won't get shit.
Roseanne,
Yeah.
what'd she do?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring it up. I mean, it's a kind of a sports topic. I didn't understand it when I heard it, and to go X amount of games without playing it, it's just kind of weird. It's almost they knew what they were doing, and they just kept doing it until they got caught. And the NBA just said,
yeah,
okay, you got to play it because tomorrow we're celebrating Chinese New Year, so you better play it.
Yeah, they just found out at Wrigley Field. They were using aluminum bats too all year.
Yeah. So I think did Eric go get his beer? I think
I'm gonna get it right now.
Oh, Eric's going to get it now. Okay, so let's go to Eric's beer tent.
Oh, I like the Cuba thing.
Oh, you just noticed that.
Yeah.
I like beer cause it is good. I drink beer because I should. If there was a song to sing, I sing it and beer you bring. I drink beer when I am sad, cause the beer it makes me glad. Now there's nothing left to say, so let's go drink beer. Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good!
Well, beer is definitely good, and as you guys know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I'm kind of sad
Eric,
that
hold on. We can't hear you.
you can't hear me.
Can you hear us?
I could hear you loud and clear.
I think his delays that much.
No, he's been good all night.
How
Let
about
me
now?
see. Can you hear? Go ahead, say something.
Something.
Just went away.
Is he off too?
Nope, he's on.
All I did was walk away for a second and touch
Just
anything.
went away on us. Eric is gone. Eric, is your stuff on? Your everything like it was before?
Everything looks exact. Now I'm backstage. Now I'm.
It's when you switched.
Yeah.
No, he's been back already. When he
Can
came
you
back
hear
from
me now?
outside,
You were on that screen?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can
he
hear me
worked,
now.
He worked. He came back on and he worked. So I don't know. The computer's up. Oh, hold on. I know why. Hold on a second, sir. Okay, got you. Go ahead.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yes? No?
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you,
do we,
you can hear us, right?
Yeah, do we need to start that over for the recording or no?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. So as you guys know, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I'm kind of bummed out that I didn't get to be with my Valentine, and I can't be with my Valentine tonight either. So Willie, this beer is for you, buddy. So it's from Drecker, Drecker Brewing out of Fargo, North Dakota, and it's called Cuddle Buddy. So it's a double IPA. It's a super soft double IPA brewed with Mosaic, Sabro, and Belma hops that'll just warm your heart with massive flavors of cantaloupe, lemon, and melon. And if you look closely here, guys, it's hard to see. There's actually a picture of my Cuddle Buddy Willie. You see him? Kind of, he's just maybe in a few years. But I just figured it's Valentine's Day, so something sweet, something soft, much like Mike Wilson. So Drecker Brewing. What's that?
Cantaloupes and melons.
Cantaloupes and melons, baby. So happy Valentine's Day, happy President's Day, happy Wisconsin Day. Although this beer's out of North Dakota. So Drecker Brewing Cuddle Buddy. Cheers.
How is it? Would you drink 2 or 3 in one setting?
No, it's pretty rich. It's like a 9% double IPA.
Oh, yeah.
It's what do I always say about the double IPAs? You drink one, and then you drink a second one, and you take a nap.
There you go.
That's kind of where it's at.
That's why they call it Cuddle Buddy. So then you can drink them and be cuddle buddies.
Yes, absolutely. So it's good beer. Yeah, it's tasty. A lot of
Good
flavor.
Mardi Gras
Am I
beer.
the guy in the green on the can? Or
Yeah, sorry, Willie. It just
all right.
I gave you love, and then I crushed you.
I just pulled up a picture of it for him.
Right.
Cuddle Buddy.
We got to bring that next time, Eric, so we can try it.
Yeah, it's been around, so I'll bring a 4-pack of it next time,
And then cuddle.
and then we could all cuddle.
It's got lots of couches.
So before we hop into the shower stall, I got a couple of things to pass on. And today we found out Vincent Jackson was found dead in a hotel, a Tampa hotel. He was 38 years old, ex-Charger, ex-Buccaneer. Police are investigating, so I'm guessing it's not natural causes. Great NFL, 38, fairly young. I thought he was in the league longer than that, but he's 38. So good NFL receiver, big, long-bodied receiver. Condolence to his family.
Vincent Jackson, huh?
Yeah, Vincent Jackson.
Oh,
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
see
then,
that.
yep, go ahead, Eric. Sorry.
I read that a little bit before we went on the air that he passed, and there was something strange. So first of all, they said that they didn't suspect any foul play, but then there was a story about him, like his family had filed a missing persons on him, but then they located him and he was fine, and then a day later he died. So there's something weird going on in this story. It's going to be interesting to see what all happened.
Any evidence like 7 Super Bowl rings laying there, or
No, just a note from his wife.
Whenever it's found dead in hotel, it's never
Yeah.
probably a good thing.
It doesn't sound good.
The police were investigating his cause of death. It is still unknown at the point. They
Mhm.
haven't really released a statement on what they believe it is, so that'll be coming in the future.
And another unfortunate note to pass on. Marty Schottenheimer passed away this past week at 77. I believe Alzheimer's, correct?
I believe you're right.
The Washington Post or Times, classy as they are. Washington Post, their headline was NFL coach whose teams wilted in playoffs dies at 77.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was their
Terrible.
that was their headline.
Disgraceful.
Why don't you go tip over his coffin at the funeral right your head? What are we doing? What are we doing? You don't have to hate him. He's not Trump. Okay, you can be nice to the guy. Okay, it's okay. One of my favorite coaches of all time. We have a buddy of ours. They call him Shoddy, and the reason I call him Shoddy because he's very conservative, which that's what Marty Schottenheimer was, a very conservative coach. And I one of my favorite coaches of all time. He really is. I was a big fan of Schottenheimer. Anything from anybody about Marty Schottenheimer you remember or anything?
I love the fact that to put his name on the back of the jersey, he went from one armpit to the other armpit.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a I think I put a picture out there somewhere of that.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I did see it. Yes. Great coach though.
Oh yeah. I mean, he was
Rest
just
in peace.
Yep.
Rest in peace, you wilter.
That's terrible.
You playoff wilter.
God, that was disgraceful. You sent that to me. I thought it was like a Babylon Bee thing.
No, I
or
looked
something.
around and it was legit.
I thought it was off the Onion.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Even the onion isn't that bad.
No, not at all.
Holy cow.
Okay, so let's why don't we hop into Ed's shower stall while we're here.
Everybody into the shower! Anybody in the shower in 10 seconds gonna get fined $100! Larry!
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi,
Get in
5
there.
Mississippi,
Hurry it up.
6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Well, I'm going to just sound angry tonight, which is like, well, every night.
Is that first?
Yeah. Remember a few months back when we talked about Quaker Oats after they changed the name of Aunt Jemima syrup because somebody suddenly came to the conclusion that it is racist? After months of research by highly educated individuals, way more woke than myself, they changed the name now to Pearl Milling Company. Talk about brand recognition. Could somebody please pass the Pearl Milling Company? My flapjacks are thirsty. Oh, and please pass the I can't believe it's not a creamery facility. To be fair, Pearl Milling Company is the name of the original company that created the Aunt Jemima brand. Its owners were huge fans of the super duper racist minstrel shows, especially the one with the character. Been paying themselves on the back for the catchy name. They is finicky shoppers more than a grain mill. Pretty vanilla, right? Now, grain mills were manned by slaves and poor black people back in those days. They were notorious for their horrible working conditions. This marketing team would have known this if they would have went to a university that hadn't banned history. How did Quaker Oats choose this marketing campaign? Seriously, what idea finished second? Al Jolson's thick brown pancake topping? Can you imagine the team's winning pitch? Listen, everyone, we got it. We've got it. We changed the name to a company started by racists. Whoa, wait. We're not done yet. We're not done. Now picture the logo of a facility housing slaves in it. More woke stupidity. Send me some Mrs. Butterworths. What an epic syrup fail.
So that was Ed's shower stall.
Sorry, I do sound angry tonight, though.
That's all
I
right.
can't wait to have waffles in the morning.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Pass the PMC, please.
Yes.
Pearl
Oh gosh.
Milling Company.
Company.
Sounds delicious.
Oh yeah.
Chris Klein on our chat mentioned Bernie Carr's Schottenheimer must have made. He's talking about Marty Schottenheimer.
Mhm.
Bernie Kosar a god in Cleveland. That's
Yeah.
pretty possible.
You are correct, sir.
You are correct, sir. So Willie doesn't have a word right now, but I got one for you guys to be short and sweet. But I just want to do it because I get to play.
Just play it.
I get to play the music.
Willie. DJ Scooter. Scooter. Willie. Scooter. Willie.
So we were talking about this guy last week, Calvin Johnson. We know his. I'm not going to give the whole. I'm going to tell you who it is right off the bat. Super Bowl. I'm not Super Bowl winner. I apologize. Hall of Famer now. One of the youngest ever, 35 and under. One of the few that have done that. But do you guys know what he's doing now? Anybody know what Calvin Johnson's doing now? I actually saw this.
I asked this last week.
That's when I saw it.
I
I
have
thought
no
of you.
idea.
Actually, I thought of you.
No idea.
Thank you.
That's what he's doing.
Finally, I'm contributing the
Unless
show.
I've been
other
sleeping
than-
for 47 years.
He played with a player named, I believe his name was Kenneth Sims, was a Detroit Lion.
Stills.
I could be Kenny
Stills.
Stills. No, Kenny Sims.
Sims.
Yeah,
Sims.
yeah. Stills never was a Lion, I don't think. He was a Dolphin and a Texan, right?
I believe.
Yeah.
Still a Texan.
Still a Texan. Yeah. So he not Billy Sims though. Another Sims.
Not Billy Sims.
But they actually run. They are making pot in Michigan. They are dispensary. They're running this whole thing. They're selling pot to dispensary. So Calvin Johnson is in the pot selling business.
No,
legally.
No pro football players can sell pot in Wisconsin, correct?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
One day.
It's on the docket.
It's on the docket. So yeah, that was just short and sweet. I just want to play the music.
What's the name of their business? Did you get that?
I did not look. Maybe
What the
we'll find
hell?
out.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
We got
What would be the first Wisconsin one? You have like Johnny Jolly's.
right.
I don't know.
I think the business name is Mega Bud.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Is it
there you
really?
go.
I don't know. Let's take a shot in the dark in the Megatron thing. I don't know. Let's roll with it, Willie. Come on.
I tell you what, when
Is
I'm
it
in
a
Michigan in a
Sims
couple
cake? Is the
weeks,
guy's
I'll
name
get
Sim-
you.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'll get you something from there.
Yeah.
Is the guy named Sims?
Yeah.
Is his name?
Rob Sims.
Oh, Rob Sims. I'm sorry, Rob Sims.
Yeah, I'll take some gummies.
And what's
He's
the
in
name?
Weberville, which is not
I
too
don't see
far
it
from
yet.
where I
No.
grew up in Lennon, Michigan.
So yeah, that is what Calvin Johnson
Yeah.
is doing now.
Give
He
me
is,
gummies because I'm on a diet. I don't want any chocolate bars.
Okay, I'll get you some.
It's,
Yeah, I wanna-
it's for medicinal purposes, right?
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
only medicinal.
I want to put them in Amber's coffee when I get
Just
home.
like this is after a day of
Look at the
snow
group.
removal.
Let's go. What?
So this week's fan poll was going to be the same as our. And I'm gonna check if I didn't even check because I don't know if I published it. So maybe
I
it's just
don't
gonna
think
be-
you did publish it.
I thought I
'Cause
wrote.
I
you know,
kept
what? I
looking
did
for
not
it.
publish it, so I apologize to our 6 listeners, 5 now. I apologize, but real quick, if you're listening on here, real quick, throw it up here for us. We'll give you a shout out. The question is, what's your bucket list baseball stadium if you have one that you haven't been to, one you like to visit? So we're gonna do a snake draft tonight on that. We're gonna start off with Eric. I'm sorry, Ed as usual. We'll go with Ed, Eric on the screen, and what's going on the table. Okay.
These are ours.
Yeah, we're gonna do ours, and I'll throw out a shout out. I'll the people listening, I'll do theirs. So I'm gonna do theirs if they throw them out there. I've
All
got and I'll throw mine in, but whatever. Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead.
I'll go Camden Yards. I always want to go there.
Okay. Nice.
Been there.
I don't want to get shot, but I want to go to Camden Yards.
Okay. Yes.
Mine is Fenway. I've never been to Fenway. It'd be a dream. I've never been to Boston. I'd also like to be there. So
Boston.
We'll
Been
go,
there.
Boston.
Eric. We're going once it opens back up.
Let's do this.
That's number 2 on my list.
It's awesome. Great story about that place if you want to hear it.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was there for Sunday night baseball against the Yankees Red Sox. Future Hall of Famer Kurt Schilling, as Hop would say, was there doing the Sunday broadcast. So we got to kind of chat with him during the break. I bought scalp tickets. If you've seen that movie Fever Pitch with Jimmy Fallon,
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was in those exact same seats, 10 rows off. Every time there was a left-handed hitter, my buddy's texting me with the picture from ESPN saying, "Hey, there you are again," because I wore red just so I would stand out. It was a pretty cool experience.
You wore red to stand out at Boston game.
Believe it or not. Believe it or
Boston
not.
red, but blood red.
I was thinking the same thing.
Touche. But I did because
It might have worked.
Next time, wear lime green.
to a Seahawk game.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
No,
That's great.
go ahead.
Dodger Stadium,
been there.
would love to go on there and just be there when Vin Scully's still announcing the game.
We can't do that now.
I know you can't, but it would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would have been.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to AmFam Park. It's a new name.
Where is that one?
Milwaukee.
What?
Oh,
Where the hell is that? Miller Park, you mean?
I was gonna say it sounds like a dump.
Chris Crows, what do you think? Miller Park?
No, I there's so many. We took all the good ones, so I'm kind of stuck.
Oh, there's still some left.
I didn't write any downs. Oh, you know what? I know because Eric talks about it. He can say been there. I forgot the name. Well, the Padres play. What's the name of the place?
Petco.
Yeah.
Petco is my first one.
Petco is awesome.
I want to go to the beer alley. Eric talks about all.
13 breweries.
And I like to be able to sit in the pool at a Diamondback game.
Oh,
right.
awesome. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Are we gonna have fans this year or no?
Yeah, I think they're moving toward it. Small
Because
percentage to start.
I'm gonna be in Arizona after opening day.
Okay.
So
Yes, Jace.
I know for fans, the MLB said you can have fans. It's just up to every team, and like the obviously regulations of the city and government.
It's gonna be the state.
And I know in Florida, I think spring training, all those stadiums are open. It's just limited
capacity. Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
down.
I saw today that the Brewers are going to be allowed to have at their spring training facility like 20%, something like that.
That's
So something.
Okay. I wonder if like baseball is going to like police them a little bit so they don't gouge people for prices. I mean, are they going to triple their prices because they only got 20 or five times their prices because they only got 20%?
Well, the NBA wouldn't even know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, good one. Willie, right?
Okay, let's see. Where haven't I been? Well, everybody said, how about Yankee Stadium?
Oh, there you go. Good call.
I've not been there.
Ed?
I've been there.
There you go.
He's been there, yeah.
Yeah, it's all right. It's like a big mall now, the new one. It's kind of cool.
It's got a TCBY in it
Yeah.
and or whatever.
The
it's
food
called.
was awesome there, but it was like $20 for anything. It was crazy. And there were
Yeah.
guys with like machine guns standing around outside. So it was kind of weird, but it's New York.
Pretty cool.
Okay, Glenn, right?
No, I'm not. You skipped me the first time.
No, you took Fenway Park.
No, I said I've been there.
No, it's Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I don't know if you guys heard earlier when I asked Hop, he talked. Well, yeah, we talked about the kayaks. So this is, I would love to go to. Now it's called Oracle, in San Francisco. So I don't want to be in a kayak. I want to be in the actual stands. So
It's at AmFam Oracle Park.
it was Pac Bell back in the day. Now it's Oracle. Yeah.
Let's see. Dodger Stadium's already went. Pac Bell. That Pittsburgh one was that Heinz Field or PNC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool with the bridge and the yellow out in the background.
I've been next door to Heinz. It's pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks nice down there.
Yeah.
Oh, I get second one then, right? Crap. I'm trying to think of what's another one I'd like to go to. I mean, I'd like to go to Comiskey. I've never been to Comiskey.
Oh, really?
I've never been to Comiskey.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
new
You
one
ever
or
went
the
there?
old one.
It's a
Back
cool
me up,
park. I
Comiskey,
like
I
it.
was
I
going
like
No,
it.
it was funny when I was younger and I
It's
knew
got-
some guys playing. I could have went in the clubhouse. Like I had friends or my brother and friends went down and met Kirby Puckett and Jack Morris. I didn't get to go. I was out of town playing. So
Glenn's been there, I'm sure. It's got the same vibe kind of as Miller Park does or AmFam. It's got the open, you can see through. That's actually was the first stadium I ever was at that was like that. I was like, this is awesome. You can still kind of see out the stadium, all that. That was before Miller Park was built. That's how whatever was it US Cellular first? Yeah.
U.S.
It's had so many names.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool. It was that open air kind of thing. You could see in when you were out in the concourse. It was awesome. Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So Hop real quick said 25% capacity in Tempe, he heard, and also the new Yankee Stadium is garbage.
yeah, it's very what would you say? It's sterile.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably
Sterile. I mean, there's a big.
She said.
The big
Nailed
atrium.
it.
Awesome. The atrium's awesome. It's got all the flags hanging and all that kind of stuff, and it's like 4 stories high, but it's pretty sterile.
Tampa's like that too. It's just
Yeah,
a giant,
Tampa's awful.
giant brick cylinder is all that is.
Yeah, it's awful.
Eric's up. Yeah.
I'll take Coors Field just to be in Colorado. Yeah.
Good.
Definitely a hitter's park. Yeah, Coors.
Okay.
Me. It's me.
Willie.
I'd like to see how far I get away from home plate. I'd like to go to the Oakland Coliseum. Right?
Yeah, that's a big stadium. Man.
It is huge.
I was wondering where you're going with this.
Hey.
That's what she said.
So me and Hop's next pick, because he picked this and I'll go with him, is Safeco Field in Seattle. Yes, Chase?
You could get some
T-bone
deep
will
fried grasshoppers there.
Oh, well, I'll pass on that.
Chapiolinas.
And then my last one is going to be, I'm going to go there just because I want to, it just looks colorful and awesome. I'm going to go to the Miami Marlins Stadium down in Miami because it's in Miami.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with it. I could go there right now. I wish.
So Safeco's T-Mobile Park now.
Oh,
It is
T-Mobile.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The hell's
Okay.
going on?
I don't know.
I was at Safeco back in the day when it was Safeco.
Hop said, watch out for the sewage, Willie, at Oakland.
Yeah, I'll back up on you. So the other place I'd like to go is where I get to say a boot, and I'd like to go to Rogers Center in Toronto.
Stay in the hotel.
Stay in the hotel and watch somebody watch me, watch somebody.
It's a cool stadium. Actually, walking in because the roof comes out of the stadium essentially when it turns and it's like right above you as you walk in.
Get in the mic.
Yeah, I know, and it's right above you, and there's like these big gold statues, and it's pretty cool.
That's how you're talking about the stadium, the ceiling moving out. Isn't that how the Ram Stadium is now? Doesn't it kind of go over make a atrium kind of, and then it goes back in? One of the new
correct.
stadiums are like that. Yeah, so it's kind of cool. They took kind of their idea and probably made it into
Yeah, I went there in the first year, so it was way back. What was that? 91, 90? Probably 90.
Okay. Yeah, it was really new.
It was first year. I was actually there second day the second time it ever closed during the game. It's pretty cool.
Well, Eric.
Well, so when you put this list out, you did not say specifically MLB stadiums. So I know the basement benchwarmers keep talking about doing this minor league ballpark tour and doing some traveling. So how about the Louisville Slugger Field in Louisville, Kentucky? We can watch Louisville Bats, and then we can start our way over to the Bourbon Trail and make a weekend out of it. And that's, of course, after we hit a little bit of Michigan, like Willie always talks about going to Grand Rapids and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't know if Louisville's on the way to Grand Rapids.
well, Grand Rapids would be. We would go to Grand Rapids first,
South Bend,
and then we would work our way down and then south. Yeah, south and
on the way to Michigan, we'll stop at Dodger Stadium.
That's
I got a C- in geography.
Driven
God
past
damn
that
right.
stadium.
God damn it, Scotty.
Hop put in the Nationals sounds way better, and
Yeah,
me
we
and Ed
went to a game there.
been there.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool minor league park.
Yeah, we did the drinking tour there too.
And we actually
right to the concession stand and back.
I will trump Eric's Louisville, and I'd rather go to Nashville instead.
Yeah, I
second.
No offense, Eric.
It's
But
a
you've been
nice
to National,
stadium.
You've been to National Stadium, Eric?
No,
And
I
when they're
have not.
playing- When they're playing the Iowa Cubs, so that's what we
Yeah,
saw
oh,
there. So,
yeah.
so they're both. Well, I've been to Louisville. They're both cool. They're both cool stadiums.
We're talking minor league stadiums here. I would like to go to the
Historic
Dodgers-
Simmons Field.
no, the Dodgers AAA team, Oklahoma City Thunder, or
Wow.
Oklahoma City Dodgers or something.
No, it's not the Dodgers.
It's not. Their stadium is entirely made out of brick. The outside, it's brick over the metal pillars, and they have, I think they have like how they have the Western Metal Supply Company and Petco. They have some building right on the side of it. It looks like a really cool stadium. It's brand new, 3 years in, I think.
Okay. Where
I
are we?
think
here?
I'm last here.
Yeah, you're it. Tie it up.
There's not many stadiums. Houston.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
yeah.
It's different. Do they still got that
Minute Maid
Bell
Park?
Mountain Center Field?
Is it still Minute Maid or is it something else now?
Who knows?
It's
probably
Minute Maid. I've been there. It's pretty
Minute
nice.
Maid at the Astrodome AmFam Stadium parking lot. Who knows?
And if the kids get bored, they get to pound on a garbage can for free.
Hey, there you go. It's
Hey,
called.
so Hop is saying Omaha is the Mecca, but isn't the Little League World Series now played in Williamsport, right? You saying Omaha?
College World Series
College
Omaha.
World Series is Omaha.
Oh, that's the College World Series. Okay.
I was
I
at
got it.
I was at the old stadium. I saw Creighton play Nebraska in the old stadium, and then they built a new one. It's like kind of downtown now. It's not too far from the old one. I never been in that one, but the old one was cool. I thought it was awesome, but obviously it went bigger.
The old
better,
one was right on the highway.
yeah, it's
too.
right next to the zoo.
Yeah, it was
Right next to the zoo. This one actually is right across the highway. It's right next to the convention center.
Oh,
Basically.
okay.
Yeah. So
And we talk about, minor league ballparks. The MLB got rid of a lot of like minor league teams this year. So
Beloit's building a new one
that's what I heard.
right on the river.
Yeah.
Pretty cool looking. At least the blueprints are,
Yeah.
at least.
they are building one.
My honorable mention is Sloan Park, Mesa, Arizona. That means I would be watching the Cubs play spring training games, which I've never done, and I'd love to do that. So
I thought Eric was going to go with the old Cooper Field in Columbus.
I've been there. Yeah, 10-cent sliders night.
Dude, that place a dump.
It was a total dump. I would talk to people in Columbus that said that they would see, like back in the day, they saw Jeter play there, and they saw like O'Neill and guys like that play there. But when I was there, it was just a bunch of nobodies. 10-cent sliders and natural light on tap.
I saw Mick Foley come out of the dugout when they had like the running presidents or the sausages.
Right.
And Mick Foley comes running out of the dugout as they come by, did a Randall Simon and took out like 3 of them, with a with like an arm bar. It was awesome.
Better than Ed Foley.
Whoops, sorry, Eric. Nobody mentioned the Field of Dreams when the Sox and Yankees finally get to play there.
Yeah, next this summer it's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be last summer.
Yeah, I had that on my list, but I didn't get there.
I've been to the Field of Dreams. Have y'all been there? Well, Jason has
have
been there
not-
with me.
Have not. No.
It's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
It's a tourist trap, but it's in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Yeah, we're like, you didn't have to pay, so I guess it wasn't a tourist trap. You just went, hung out, saw it, took pictures, and
I heard
it was
People
cool.
will come, Ray.
Kevin Costner talked to Dan Patrick about how they got that scene where all the cars were coming in there, and all he did is put out there. He goes, "Hey, we're having a free game for people to come to watch." This is how many people just showed up. It was a live shot of what they're doing. They even they didn't stage it at all. This is what it was because they wanted people to come in there and watch the game.
People will come, Ray.
That's right.
Build it.
Because that was our snake draft, bucket list baseball stadiums. We might be doing later for football and basketball.
We still haven't got to our Mount Rushmore. It's
No,
been 4
we're
hours.
getting there. We're getting there now. So real quick, yeah. You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers. And our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. So we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. You're listening to the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Check us out on Facebook at Basement Benchwarmers, also on Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers, and on Twitter at Base Benchwarmers, and our email is basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. So we are back, Basement Benchwarmers. Eric, you with us? You good?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There's a sound. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Go down the bottom there.
Something again.
Click the bottom.
Can't hear you, Eric. This whole thing keeps changing on me. I don't know why. And now this was the problem before. Let me do this. Okay, now.
Can you hear me?
Why? Okay, now talk.
Hi, how are you?
Sir.
What the hell's going on here?
Are we here? We're all here?
Yeah, we're all back. So let's start up our Mount Rushmore, like we talked about earlier in the show. And this week, our Mount Rushmore is going to be AL East teams. So we're going to start with we'll start with Egg and go, then Eric will just rotate who goes first.
What team we start
We're
with?
going to start with the granddaddy of them all, the New York Yankees, probably the easiest and toughest one all in one batch. So we're going to start off with them. Ed, you are first. Who you want for the Yankees?
Oh, I want Babe Ruth.
Okay, Babe Ruth off the board. So that's our first on the Basement Benchwarmers Mount Rushmore for them. Eric.
I guess I'll have to settle for Lou Gehrig.
Lou Gehrig.
Horrible pick.
We'll have Glenn be
Settle?
our voice of reason when we're done with this, and he can go, you guys are stupid or you guys are awesome. Willie.
I mean, I don't think this is too hard. Mickey Mantle, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I thought the Yankees was going to be the easiest.
I will go with George Steinbrenner.
Oh, boo. There we go. One guy screwed it up.
Yeah, because he made the model work that people can't make work. I'm just going to pay and win championships.
Yeah, but
I mean,
he only won like what, 4 or 5 maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know.
modern
They won like
day
100.
modern day. I mean, I'm going to go. I like George Steinbrenner up there just because he was modern day. There's a lot of guys. I mean, Jeter. I mean, go ahead, Glenn.
DiMaggio,
Mr. Coffee.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a good argument though. Wasn't he originally against free agency? He was one that was like against the free agency, and he said, if you're going to implement it, I'm going to use it.
Yep.
Yeah. He adjusted
for the modern day.
Improvised.
He Daniel Schneider tried it, didn't work for him. There's a lot of teams that try to do it and just doesn't work when you just pay, and you know.
It's
and,
like the Dodgers are right now.
Yeah, and they won with their, and we'll see what happens this year.
Yeah, but they only won in like a third of a season.
Yeah,
So let's see a whole long
That's the
season.
thing, and all the money you put out there. Yep.
There's a ton of money. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You look really bad if you get 2 injuries or something in that deal.
So we're gonna have Eric start us up with the Toronto. We'll go Toronto Blue Jays. Is that cool with everybody? I'm gonna go around the symbols here. I'm gonna kick that off there because can't see our good looking mugs, man. That's the problem. So the Blue Jays will go with next, and Eric, you are first for the Blue Jays.
Well, how about Roberto Alomar?
Robbie Alomar. Okay, good one. Willie.
I'm gonna go with Dave Stieb.
Dave Stieb. I'm gonna go with the biggest at bat in the history of the Toronto Blue Jays, Joe Carter. Right? He was with them. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Carter. I'll take
Huge.
Joe Carter. Yep. Joe Carter and Mitch Williams' nightmare.
Well, I didn't think I was going to have 3 choices left on my list.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Carlos Delgado.
Carlos.
Probably the best hitter in Blue Jays history.
What about Bautista for hitting?
Yeah, he's close.
He's a beast.
He was my number 5 guy on here.
Yeah. Halliday.
Halliday.
Bell, George Bell.
How
Yeah.
about the crime dog?
McGriff. You know who I actually had as my final was Tony Fernandez. He had a long career. And he had 4 stints with the Blue Jays. Now, he didn't have the numbers of these other guys, but he was a Blue Jay.
Right. Remember Jimmy Key?
Yeah, oh sure.
Oh yeah.
Olerud.
Yeah.
Olerud, yeah. I mean, theirs is tough. I mean, you got after Stieb, it really, all the rest are arguable.
Yeah, I was looking for players that spent like most of their career there, or at least started and spent a long time there. Because we look at like Roberto Alomar, he went all over the place.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, he bounced all around, man.
Yeah.
So Willie, you're gonna start us up. And we're gonna go to the Orioles.
Orioles. Oh,
Orioles.
it's so easy for me. Brooks Robinson.
Oh, sweet.
I love that guy. I swear to God.
Because I was stuck, but I'm gonna go with Cal Ripken.
Well, no, I mean he's
Yeah.
great too.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brooks Robinson was awesome. Not as good as Ron Santo, but
And
Whatever.
And he was. Hey, ask Ed.
What's up?
Stat wise, who was better, Robinson or Santo? It was Santo.
Santo
by
on,
numbers.
just by numbers.
By numbers.
Who had
War.
more World Series?
Well,
Brooks Robinson was
Yeah.
a flashier
but
player.
Robinson was awesome though. He was.
He
no,
was.
I'm not. Yeah, he
the
was
human
great.
vacuum cleaner.
He was great.
back in the day.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yep.
As a third baseman, that's
Yeah.
you liked watching.
Ed.
I'm gonna go one of the greatest switch hitters ever, besides Mickey Mantle, Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray.
Five. What do you have? 500 home runs, 3,000 hits. He's in that elusive club.
Yep.
There's only 3 or 4 guys in that.
I'll take the other. I'll take the other Robinson, Frank Robinson.
It's a good pick. He didn't have a lot of years there, but he was MVPs there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got, Glenn?
Jim Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer would be the one I would say is
What is
missing.
he
You just like the underwear ads, Glenn.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
And his
Or-
trucking company.
Mm-hmm.
Or Earl Weaver.
That's
Earlier, I thought about picking Earl.
I
Weaver.
had him on my list.
I would have took him if he would have took Ripken.
Never won it, but built the team that won it the year
Yep.
he
Mhm.
after he
Hey, the
retired.
best arguer with the umpires ever. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to see some classic footage, go on to
Him and Lee
YouTube.
Elia.
Yeah, Twib, This Week in Baseball.
So I will start the Rays, whatever they're
That's a
called.
tough one.
I'm going to start the Rays, and I'm going to go off the chart a little bit. Never really kind of gave them a little prominence for where they were and all that. I'm going to go with Joe Madden, actually. This short history of them, I think he deserves to be there. There's a couple players, but they're so thin. I'm going to go with Joe Madden.
I'm going to go Evan Longoria. He was there the longest, and he's pretty much most recognizable Ray ever.
Eric.
Well, I want to take this guy just because of the Cubs situation. So I will. I'll take Ben Zobrist.
He's on my list.
Yeah, that's a good call. And Willie.
I think I'm going to go with Carl Crawford.
Oh,
Yep.
nice.
Good one.
Yeah, I just had Shields and Pena.
Yeah, Carlos Pena. How long was he there for? He was there for a little bit.
Yeah, I would say Carlos Pena. He should have made the list. I mean, he's right up there.
I think it
What
was,
was the
like
other
at
one you
nine,
said?
9 or 10 years there.
You said Shields?
Shields pitcher. Yeah.
I mean, you got Price too.
Price. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all pretty weak. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
And they didn't spend a ton of time there because it seemed like their early years they were leaving a lot. They were leaving the Rays, but
Matt Garza.
Well, they move on constantly from their players.
Yeah.
They only last like 4 or 5 years. I mean, look what they did with Snell again.
mm-hmm.
It's gonna be Glass now, and he's gonna be their new stud, and then they're gonna trade him for prospects. Just how it works.
It's like eggs in your fridge.
Yeah.
Just get rid of them every.
Just keep
when they
shifting
go
them
bad,
out.
Yep.
Eggs don't go bad.
So our next team, Ed will start us up with the final team of the AL East, and that'll be the New York Yankee. I'm
No.
sorry, the
Oh.
Boston Red
I
Sox.
was like,
didn't Ed just start?
Yeah, it's not. Well, my favorite player of all time. I'll take Ted Williams.
Ted Williams. Stretch. I'm just kidding.
I got chipped because Ed started twice. I didn't get to start at all, but
You started.
no, I'm gonna go with Yastrzemski. Yeah,
You started the Blue Jays or Orioles.
You started the Orioles.
Yeah.
did I?
You took Frank Robinson.
Nope, that was Willie.
Bitch.
And then it was the Blue Jays.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyway, I'll take Yaz.
He started the Blue Jays. And he took some guy we never heard of. Go on, sorry. You took Yaz.
Yeah, I got Yaz.
Last Triple Crown winner. That's a pretty good pick.
Exactly.
Willie.
I'd like to go with the Gold Glove winner, Pedro Martinez, with Don Zimmer.
I'm going to go with one of the most clutch hitters in baseball history, Mo Vaughn. Right? Not Mo Vaughn. Vaughn. That's the right name, right? Is that the right name?
We're not bailing you out.
No, Mo Vaughn. Mo Vaughn.
How about Ortiz?
Yeah. Oh, David Ortiz. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
David Ortiz.
That's
I meant.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Oh my god.
Mo Vaughn.
Right?
I should have went with his nickname, not his name, and that would have been
That's
easier. So, yeah, David Ortiz, one of the most clutch hitters in baseball history in the playoffs, and was a good good during the season player too.
Well,
he wasn't bad.
Two of my favorite guys growing up were left off that list so far. What do you think, Willie?
Fisk.
Well, Fisk he's close, but
Cy Young.
I got Boggs and Clemens.
Oh, yeah, Clemens. Yeah. What about Dwight Evans?
I love Dwight Evans.
Man,
But
that guy had a cannon.
yeah, I don't know if he'd make the top 4, but
No,
he was awesome.
Yeah.
Him and Freddie Lynn out in that outfit, and Jim Rice.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty good outfield.
Hell yeah.
Garcia Parra.
Garcia Parra came over to Cubs and did shit.
Hey,
super nice guy though.
I'm curious what Dave has to say about these.
Pedroia.
Crown.
Hop through Dave Steve. Chris Klein said Palmero. Hop said no Palmero. We don't take cheaters though. No, I'm just kidding. Longoria hop through out there. Clemens
and Boggs, like I said.
Yeah, Wade Boggs and then Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown.
Huh. I didn't know that.
So
Didn't somebody pick Longoria?
2012.
yeah. It's just they threw him out there. I think maybe you were talking about the team. I didn't turn. I was on a different page. So, yeah. So thank you for
Cabrera's still
that.
playing in the league too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still with the Tigers. They still paying him.
Cow.
Yeah, he's there.
It's like the old janitor they can't get rid of because the union.
Because he's got the keys. He's not gonna give him up.
What happened to him though? He was like the most feared hitter in baseball for like a 7 or 8 year stretch, and then just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Injuries.
He's not that old. He's still not that old, I don't think.
So, kind of real quick, one more thing before we go, or one other thing, not before I go, but whatever. I know we talked about this week on the chat or whatever. Mike Pettin's going to Chicago. I know there was a joke going around. I know Eric said, good luck. And I said, well, as long as he doesn't bring Kevin King, I think we'll be fine. Ed laughed.
Snickered.
He's just a senior defensive assistant. So I want to look this up, and I was interested about this. Not that he's running the defense or anything. Well, maybe he is. Who knows with these teams? He could be running the team. Man, yeah, who knows? I don't know. But the question I have is, I would have to guess the Packer defense improved from last year, right? Number wise, probably.
Yeah, they did. I think by the end of this season they were like 9.
The thing about Patton, I think someone told me this, and maybe that's what we missed in the whole thing. I think he was out of contract. I don't think he was fired. Is that true? Not that he was fired out of contract either way. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'm just asking. Well, I'm just wondering.
That's possible. I know that at the end of last season, there was a little bit of a. I heard there was a little bit of some turmoil with him and LaFleur, and LaFleur not being confident about bringing him back, and then Pettin kind of, well, what the hell, and so, I don't know what the whole situation with his contract was. I think he was on his way out no matter what, but so Hop says yes, he wasn't asked back.
He looks angry. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's a good picture of him, though. I like that picture.
You should put that picture up when I do my shower stall.
I just changed the logo, man, and he looks like a Bears coach, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. I don't know. He looks like, I don't know. What does a Bears coach look like? I don't know.
Iron, that's an Iron Mike look there.
Knock it off.
Yeah, if he was chewing gum real fast right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
yeah, he was like the Browns head coach.
Yes, he was. Yes, for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He also, I believe, I saw something. I saw when I was looking at pictures of him. God, he was a coach of a team. He had the coat or polo on, and I was like, wow, he coached there too. And I can't remember now, so I guess probably shouldn't even brought it up. So yeah, that's all I've got. Anybody else got any random thoughts? Anything you want to throw out there before we go? I know Eric was.
I've got one random thought, and this name's come up a couple times tonight. Eric, you can answer this. If you were falsely accused of killing Kevin King, would you hire Matlock, Columbo, or Scooby-Doo to get you off the charges?
Definitely Scooby-Doo.
They always got their man. It was always,
It always ended up,
it was Mr. Brothers, he was wearing a mask. Yeah, I agree.
Zoinks place smell like IPA.
There's a growing I don't know what you call it, but they're trying now to boycott the 2022 Olympics because it's in Beijing, and they're because of COVID being tied to China.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I would not go there for other reasons personally.
Yeah, I agree.
I think COVID's the least of our problems with that country.
1980 Olympics.
Exactly, yeah, there you go. Are we gonna make a stand like Jimmy Carter did in our country?
That's right,
yeah.
You know what? I want to talk about that. I'm sorry, not Jimmy Carter.
He likes peanuts.
So I've been watching Peyton's Place. I've been watching Peyton's Place.
Right.
And I've watched them all, and you have to watch them. I recommend them all. But It's pretty great. I mean, it's pretty neat. Not Carl Lewis. So Willie Gault was on there, and he actually lost his chance to go to the Olympics because of the boycott. He actually won in 1983. He won a 4x100 meter medal at the World Champions, gold medal with Carl Lewis on the team. But just brought up that, and it was one of the things, and just remember Jimmy Carter because he was the one that they showed speaking about not going. So I wonder if now back to Beijing, do you think our country will make a stand like that? I doubt it. Because we're not
now with this.
No, we're not that country now.
No.
So
we should do our own.
No, we don't even. Are they even going to play the national anthem for us when we're there?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is Cuban in charge of it?
What was that, Eric?
Is Mark Cuban in charge of the anthem? Then they.
we could do our podcast from Beijing.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Optional. I'd rather go to Taiwan.
I'm pretty sure we would not be out of there without getting arrested for something. I would not be coming back. I'm going to tell you.
Next week is the big 50th.
Yeah, the 50th.
52 is the thing.
Willie's pushing 52. 50 is
52 is a year
for 1 year.
Yeah, 52 is the 1 year anniversary of the
Willie was pushing 52 like 10 years ago. What are you talking about?
What's the date of our 50?
3 weeks. It'll be right around St. Patrick's Day. Probably would be. Yeah, because that's when we started the week after.
Right.
Yep.
We're all liquored
so
up.
it's gonna be like around March.
Something.
It's right before the NCAA starts,
March
which
8th.
is all in.
I might miss it.
March 8th.
I might get sick again.
Oh.
So ESPN Payne's Place. He's a pretty funny guy. Yeah. So we'll talk about maybe more of that next week. Kind of little long tonight, but hey, whatever. Yeah, we have nothing to talk about.
Nothing at all.
Nothing to talk about. We sat here and talked for like 4.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's right.
So let's go like we always do. Closing thoughts. We'll start with Ed because he's always got a closing thought.
I'm looking for something. We used them up today.
What's a closing thought?
All right.
Ed?
How about this one? It's good to know that multiple companies are currently working together on a vaccine passport for travel, both internationally and domestic. Nothing like limiting the travel of tax-paying citizens, while at the same time allowing illegals to flood across their southern border and spread to all corners of the country without so much as a temperature scan. And just so I'm on the right page, it's constitutional to ban people without a vaccine from going into restaurants, airports, grocery stores, and entertainment events. But it's wrong to ask for an ID to vote in an election. Now, that wasn't really a closing thought, but I just had more crap on here.
Since we'll go just Jace, any closing thoughts?
I got a shovel.
Eric, anything, Eric?
So how do we leave the greatest closer in Major League Baseball history off of a Mount Rushmore? That's how incredible the Yankees organization's been all these years that we didn't mention Mariano Rivera.
Oh yeah, Wetland was really good.
Yeah. So on that note, my closing thought is enter Sandman.
Okay.
Greatest Panamanian player ever.
Yep. Next to the, I was gonna say the devil, but that's Tasmanian devil. Never mind. Glenn.
Yeah, just a thought. What's worse, living in Wisconsin and getting the snow that we've gotten, or living in Texas and getting 2 or 3 inches?
That's what she.
And they say things are bigger in Texas.
That's right.
Willie, anything?
Hey,
Let me guess. Dart ball.
No, I have nothing to say there. I'm really irritated.
There's a big cube tourney next week. I'm indoors at the
rousing
cube tournament. I'm really irritated about the fact that I wasn't able to park in the driveway tonight because the way that Jace parked.
My truck. I had a valet when I got here.
A valet, yes. Yes, you did.
The bench warmers are fancy. You got valets now here.
I pulled up there and I couldn't even get in the driveway because he was parked right in the middle. So
She said.
It was great. I come out, I just was like, Garcon, and I just threw my keys and walked in.
And he did.
That's all my French.
So yeah, I'm pretty pissed off. I guess I get here earlier, I guess.
Okay. My closing thoughts is I'm going to get hot fixed. We can hear them. It might be a computer issue, but it worked out okay. It was nice to go through the meteor. Eric, thank you very much. I think the new look is working for us. We'll see how long it goes, but I think it's more appeasing to the eye. So
Tell your friends to watch from now
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Tell everybody to join in. Check us out. Like us on Twitter at Base Benchwarmer, and also like us on Facebook, and also like us at Instagram at Basement Benchwarmers. If you want to get a hold of us, it's at basementbenchwarmers@gmail.com. So,
or Ed's number is 262.
and I think that's all we got. Closing thought. It's I don't know. I don't like Mark Cuban much. Maybe that's close. I guess.
Yeah, I lost a lot of respect for him all of a
I
sudden.
just don't understand how you can break rules and get away with it. I mean, and it's okay.
He's been always trying to piss him off, but I guess I don't care for this part of it. So,
well,
he's been an outspoken guy, but this is.
My one closing thought comes from this, and it comes watching last night's game. And I'll say this: I watched the game. I was watching the Bucks game last night. They went to a highlight, or I maybe changed channels after the Bucks lost, and I turned on the Portland game. They were playing. Who were they playing last night? I can't remember. They won. It was Mavericks. Yeah, the Mavericks. They beat the Mavericks, and Portland's wearing these jerseys that they're brown, like Cleveland Brown colors.
I saw that. Yeah,
and they say Oregon across them. Now I got thinking. I'm a thinker. Okay, so this is a sport that kind of. Number one, a lot of people that watch these sports, any sport, football, baseball, basketball, can't afford a lot of things. Okay. So we're talking about basketball. To get in the stadium, it costs you, upwards of $100 at the cheap per person just to get in the stadium and food. Then they make these jerseys every other week that change. You know why? Not because they want to look cool, because they want you to buy them. This is a league that wants to make us feel bad for things going on in the world, but they're just adding to the problem of the capitalism problem in this country, and they're the biggest problem with it. And every time I see New Jersey, I just laugh out loud. In New Jersey, I just laugh because there's some kid that their family can barely afford to eat, but they want a jersey because they saw the New Jersey LeBron wears, And instead of sitting there and telling us how to live our lives, I want you guys to tell the league, stop doing this. Let's take the two jerseys. Let's have a night where, my father-in-law said a few years ago, like a Bucks game. 5 minutes after the game, 10 minutes after the game starts, every seat in the ends of the stadium, upper deck, are $10. Or $20 and you get a hot dog and a soda.
Right.
So maybe a family will go wait outside, and they'll wait outside, and that's back when the barely started. Now it might be harder, but if the stadium's not sold out and the ends, you don't got to do the sides or anything. If you want to get $20, get you a hot dog, a soda, and a seat in the stadium. 10 minutes, 50, even after the first quarter, I don't care. But let these people in. Let other people that can't afford to go to these games and let them see it. And let them get the feeling they may never get to see, but they tell us every day we're evil and we're the bad person.
But we're still the ones filling those seats all the time.
Yeah, everybody still goes to the games and still does it, and pay. Although elote is a good deal, $6.
Yeah, the elote, it's well worth the selling out for my moral values.
I mean, NFL, I get away with because you can go to an NFL game and. When you go to a game, you can tailgate and stuff. You don't have to buy a thing in the stadium, which I very rarely buy a thing in the stadium because we eat outside. Whatever, that's awesome. Baseball is kind of the same way. Well, in Chicago, it's tough, but you go to before the bars and stuff, you may not get anything. Really, AmFam, whatever, Miller Park. You can tailgate outside and stuff.
You could bring food in now.
Basketball's tough.
To baseball.
Yeah, well, it depends on the stadium because the Cubs don't let you allow certain things in.
Right.
Like peanuts and certain things. They let you bring peanuts in. I was, but it's hard to bring. I know Miller Park's really friendly about
Miller
that.
Park's really friendly.
But football and basketball,
American Family Field.
No, you could bring food into Soldier Field.
No.
Bull crap.
Really?
Yes. As long as it's in the clear. So you bring saran wrap and you can wrap your burgers and hot dogs and bring them in.
But you can't bring a beer in?
Well, I mean,
the guy stops me every time. Right?
Ed tried to bring it and wrap it in.
You can bring weed. You can bring weed in there.
Yeah, I know one time they caught a buddy of mine with food. They told him to throw it out.
I mean, so how was it though?
It was wrapped in aluminum foil.
Maybe because of the foil
in his pocket.
Maybe because of the foil. Because
if it's a plastic bag in foil, it's different.
Remember that time?
I don't know why.
Yeah.
They stopped me when I was bringing shots in that one time. Remember that? They looked in my hood. Stupid Willie. Willie did that. He filled my hood with shots.
I would never thought in a million years they'd check your hood.
Not me. I look innocent.
I always bring stuff in my pockets in the game, like leftover from the. Well, it depends how much I eat tailgate. But we, Bob, our buddy Bob, always brings food in all the time. His pockets hang out. In the winter, get away with it because you're wearing so much crap. As long as you don't put the buzzer off.
So back to the NBA. It's a stadium full of rich white guys watching minorities play a game that can't even get into the game as kids.
Pretty much.
That's basically it.
Who make $1 billion each
Once they
almost
get
now.
there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you think about the biggest fan of the
Everybody there
sport
has money.
can't afford to go to it.
Or buy a jersey.
Yep.
Yeah, would you say 95% of the people in a stadium on any given day are middle upper class?
At least middle class.
95% at
Oh,
least.
at least.
Yeah.
So,
And we're furthering the capitalistic adventure, or, whatever you want to call it.
All those
Experience.
owners or what do they call them now? Can't call them owners.
Can't call them
anymore.
owners. So yeah, there's all this crap going on.
Managers.
what
But yet-
were they called?
If we all
Eric? Sorry, Eric. What are they called?
Um,
Governors. Yeah. Right. Governor.
Governors, yeah, that's it. Governors. They can't be masters.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Like, I thought I was angry.
Howard Eric's hot tub.
Bubbling cauldron of
Jeez,
poo.
just the connotations that come with that word.
Masters, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So we'll end on that. Once again,
Oh,
we're the
Scott, was
Yeah.
that the end of the bench then that you just did?
kinda a little bit.
I like it.
I didn't
Or
really.
was
I
it a
don't
random thought? I don't know.
have a closing thought. I don't have a closing thought very often. That was just came to my head watching the game last night. I just off the top of my head, I remember that. I kind of was like, look at this.
All right.
And the jersey was got awful too, just so you know. So yeah, once again with the Basement Benchwarmers podcast, check us out on Facebook live every Monday night. Also, we're on Twitch now, and also you can find us on Periscope. And there's one more you can find us on. I can't remember the other one.
Periscope. Holy
Mondays at
shnikes.
7:15.
Or made it big.
Yep. And there's one more out there. What's the other one you can go on? Not Twitter. That's Periscope. There's something else there. Just find us. Nobody's
Pornhub.
fucking listening anyway.
We on Pornhub?
I am.
So we are the Basement Benchwarmers podcast. Thank you guys. Stay healthy and wash your hands. Porn.
We're on Twitch tonight?
Yeah, it crosses over all the platforms.
Oh, hey, what about this? Who lost a cock ring? Jace.
Not me. I'm green. I'm green cock ring. Jace, you're blue cock ring.
Are we still live?
He doesn't even have a
No, we
cock.
can talk. No, we're
He's
off.
too young.
Oh,
to
yeah,
have
we
a
are.
cock
I got to turn
yet.
it off. Oh, we're still on.